This is unbelievable. And I've always wondered what it would feel like as a kid if maybe you had wheels on the side of your car where you could run wide in and the wheels would keep you against the wall and how fast you could run. People even said, what would it feel like to put a nail in the middle of the track and hook a string to you and fly around the track like that? Look what he just did. Never lifted on a half mile. And he's in the championship four. I'm bewildered. I really am.
We'll hear from Ross Chastain in a minute. Again, congratulations, Christopher Bell.
Ross Chastain, center stage, Kim Kuhn.
That's right. He gets a huge hug from his crew chief, Phil Surgeon. I was just talking with Phil, who said Ross is such a smart driver. He likely had that move in his back pocket. So let's step in and get a word with Ross Chastain, who moves on to the championship four. Everyone is talking about this move, a video game move. Your co-owner, Justin Marks, said psychologically, nobody matches you. He's never seen anything like it. Where did that come from?
NASCAR 2005 on the GameCube. My brother Chad and I played that a lot growing up, and you could do that then. And, but it was way before I was 10 years old maybe, and I never even dreamed about NASCAR. I was just a casual fan. I didn't even know that there was a Saturday and a Friday series. I just knew about Cup. So, it's not been something I focused on, but I just always wondered. And I just fully committed, and I double-checked off the two when we took the white flag, and Phil Surgeon and Brandon McReynolds both were yelling, yes, we need two spots, and I grabbed fifth gear, we were used third and fourth here, and I grabbed high gear, and got against the wall early, and just took my hands off the wheel, and knew my belts were tight, and trusted the process, and trusted this next-gen car, and I was willing to do it, and if it didn't work, it didn't work, but I wasn't going to go down without at least trying. I can't wait for this Moose Tourney Chevy, Kim, that it worked. All of our partners that haven't helped Jockey, World Ride Express, and the Moose, Kubota, we've got so many people, and all we ask for is a chance, and we have a chance.
You have a chance. You'll move on to the championship four. Trackhouse Racing, only in its second year, gets to compete for a title. What does this mean for this team?
It's just life, goal, career, dreams.
And how we got, I can imagine, okay, let's say you're a Secret Service agent. Well, I didn't say let's say you're a Secret Service agent. Let's pretend you're a Secret Service agent. You're the president, and a Secret Service agent staying right there. If I just walk up in a suit and go, and you would probably say, there's the sign language guy. Now, how would you know if the guy just walked up like he belonged there?
I bet they made at least one of those agents learn sign language after that.
I'll bet they did. Anyway, all right. Now, and by the way, you got a billion stories here. I haven't even done birthdays or history or anything. A quick birthday. No, we don't like our birthday list?
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
What?
So sometimes they become 20-minute long stories, though. It's a problem.
Well, I happen to have a couple of good birthday stories here.
Okay, go for it. Oh, you get special dispensation today
we
on
can
the
talk
story.
Well, then I'll save the birthday stuff for later. I'll do that over here.
You don't have to do it. Oh, yeah.
No, we'll do it now. Yeah. What the heck, we'll do that. By the way, we'll talk about Donald Trump's trial being set. That's not going to happen. There's no way they're going to get away with that. Also, the Mark Meadows case wants to go to federal court. Hearing on that today. Everybody knows that the President crime family, President Pants on Fire, is too old to do the job. And there's things to prove. We'll talk more about that. Also, we'll talk about some racial crime stuff and wonder how that's not turned around. But also, one of the stories over the weekend that definitely touched me and probably people of a certain age is the passing of Bob Barker. And by the way, let me be the first to say, Bob Barker was the first person to come as close to 100 without going over. Thank you. I just came up with that. It was kind of... See, Bob Barr, I see you guys so close to 100 without going over. Oh.
Well, when we
what do you suppose God is up there going, all right, he's 99, take him right now.
Well, when we come back, we'll be able to start the show over because we haven't been on air for the past 8 minutes.
Oh, at all? Totally? Are you serious?
Not even radio?
Nope.
Are we on now?
Yeah, we're on.
How did that happen?
There was a button I thought I pushed that didn't get pushed.
Oh, my God. So what was dead air? Dead air for 8 minutes? Nothing on? Oh, my God. Sorry. Are we on now?
Yes, we're good now.
Ladies
we're
and
on
gentlemen.
YouTube. So we can come back with White Snake.
We'll start all over. All right, but you're
that
in
was
for a
some
treat.
of the greatest 8 minutes in radio history.
It's going to get us the Peabody. was going to get us to Peabody. I mean, saving the guy's life from bleeding right here in the studio and delivering a baby live, and we didn't even see any of it? Oh, my God. Are you okay, ma'am? All right, no, don't name the kid after me. Name him after a P. Call him a Kimber P. Flounder. Kimber P. Flounder Jones, and a tremendous story. All right, well, at 3:13, we start all over. It's all over. Oh, my God.
We don't have to talk about Whitesnake again, do we?
I don't know. That, oh my God!
Not your fault. It's mine.
No, mistakes happen. It's no big deal. Nobody gets blamed for anything. We're all in this together. We had a mechanical thing. and the thing and the thing. So now we're on the radio. Sorry about that. Anyway, how you doing? Look out! It's 3:16 with the Kimber and Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, who will be doing another Holy Krap at Sports podcast early tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. And we'll also be doing Holy Krap at Sports with us a little after 5. And the mechanical mangler, there you are, Flounder at the
literally
at the actual controls here on 106.3. Anyway, how you doing? Happy Monday. It's 3:17, let's call it. And let's play a little Whitesnake here for a second. We'll tell Bob we're doing that. Bernie Marsden passed away. He was the original guitarist of this British rock band, Whitesnake. He just died the other day at 72 with his wife and daughters by his side.
Did a lot of philanthropic work here in Atlanta.
That's not Bernie Marcus. It's Bernie Marsden. It's not the same man. Sounds like the man. And in fact, well, I don't think I can go through the story again. No. We did 9 minutes of radio. It'll never be heard.
Never be heard.
It'll never go anywhere. It's all lips.
Only us heard it.
Just silence. Anyway, so it was a band was formed in 1978. White Snake.
They were that old. 78.
Yeah. Here I go again. He was co-writer of that popular track. And passed away at the age of 72. It doesn't give cause of death, and so I don't know. Let's see. Again, sorry, we weren't on the air or YouTube or anything, I guess, for that whole thing. What are you doing over? What are you doing?
I was just cleaning it. Every once in a while, the phone gets dirty.
Oh, look at mine. Mine's
I don't even want to look
cracked
at it.
And it's got scum. It's just disgusting.
I don't know how it gets so damn dirty.
By the way, let's mention Bob Barker. It was 318.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of related things since the passing of Mr. Marston. Bob Barker, and let me be the first to say, Bob Barker was the closest to 100 without going over. 99. No, of course I wasn't. There were 9 million people. Pete Davis says he was the first.
Check the timestamp yesterday.
All right.
Like 2 p.m. I posted that.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the day, I get people sending it to me.
Have you heard this? Have you heard how funny this is?
Even the king, Tom
Hughes himself,
sent me. That's very good work there.
Well done. Yeah. Well, then you have to believe it. Anyway, but it's everywhere now. But people tend to people hear things and then tend to copy them. You might hear them someplace else. Like I was listening to Clay Travis this morning on the radio at this noontime, and he was mentioning that he believes that the modern problems with social media and so forth and the cell phone is just like yesterday's cigarettes. And I thought, wow,
where have you heard that before?
I thought tremendous. Anyway, so I thought that was great that when you pay a tribute to someone by remembering things they say. Well, anyway, so Bob Barker, 99. And as a Babylon Bee would put it, all the dogs living in heaven now fled in horror today upon the arrival of the notorious neutering advocate, Bob Barker. What on earth has gotten into the dogs, wondered St. Peter, as they sprinted away from the gates in sheer terror. Weird. Oh, hey there, Mr. Barker. According to heavenly sources, Mr. Barker showed up at the pearly gates holding sharp, ominous-appearing instruments. So long as there are puppies, my mission continues, said Mr. Barker. I'll go straight to work getting the citizens of heaven on board, but I'm feeling young again and ready to take on a few myself. Here, boy, here, boy. While the dogs of heaven scampered away in fear, the souls in heaven were reportedly ecstatic to welcome Mr. Barker. I have such great memories from my past life of when I was sick, curling up with a bowl of chicken noodle soup and watching Mr. Barker, said heavenly resident Jared Powell. It'll be so fun to have another game show up here. I heard that Satan is actually going to let the souls in hell watch The Price is Right, but only the Drew Carey years. That's it. At publishing time, the Lord Almighty had reportedly sat down with Mr. Barker to explain that the neutering had to stop here at the pearly gates. And by the way, who didn't watch Bob Barker, Price is Right, or okay, you're such a curmudgeon. He's the only guy in the world who didn't watch. When you were sick from
I didn't care. I liked the $10,000 pyramid.
All right.
This became the $25,000 pyramid. Joker's Wild.
Yeah.
And Press Your Luck and things like that.
How about the daytime Jeopardy?
I love that.
And what was the match game? Or what was the memory?
Match game 74.
What was the memory one?
Concentration. I didn't like Concentration.
Oh, that was great. That was great fun.
My problem with Price is Right is the whole thing was if you were the second to last person, you always got screwed.
Or
they went 1 penny over you.
Yeah, exactly. But then you could also be the second to last. But again, that was the game.
To me, the thing is get the closest. Why does it have to always be under it?
Because
just get the closest.
They wanted the drama.
The drama, the second person getting screwed.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that one person.
Because we all said the same, oh, man, I can't believe that bastard. And they all watched to see who's going to get screwed.
298. The next person goes, 299.
Right.
Pull a gun on it.
Hit him in the face.
You son of a...
You bastard.
And it never happened.
I know.
Or they cut it.
Or my favorite was the guy who bid $1, thinking they all went over.
Oh, yeah.
And that would work. Or bid $1 more than the highest one, thinking they were all lower. I mean, So again, it's all gamesmanship. That's why you watch.
And the worst thing was a woman dragging her husband there, and she not get picked, but he got picked, and you can say, "Oh my God, that idiot's going up there."
Yeah,
he turned around and look at her.
And they picked a goofball.
The costumes. Some of the costumes were really funny.
That was Let's Make a Deal.
No, that was on The Price is Right. People
dressed up on that.
Yeah. Oh. No, wait. You're right.
That was wasn't that Monty guy who's got a penny?
Monty Hall.
Monty Hall wasn't it? Anyway, now about Bob Barker, I got special dispensation.
Yeah. Before you do that, though, when we were at the old radio station, I was sitting there watching it one day, and there was this chick up there from Ole Miss. And she won.
Cool.
So I tweeted out the Price is Right, said, "Hey, we're all cheering you on here in the newsroom." And she saw it and wrote back.
Are you serious?
How weird is that? That she
in live time while you were tweeting, and then she got right back to you?
Yeah, a few hours later.
Cow.
But anyway, you do have special dispensation for.
Well, I many years ago when I was in the Marine Corps, they used to do things. Before I went overseas, I was at Parison and then Camp Lejeune, and then Camp Pendleton. And while I was at Pendleton, before I went overseas, they would pick Marines at various places to be part of TV shows to do things concerning Marines coming back from Vietnam. And so they gave me a car and I drove to Hollywood with I think it was another lieutenant buddy of mine or something. We went with him. Anyway, we drove to Hollywood and got to the studio. And the trick was that I was escorting a Marine who had just flown back. I picked him up at the airport. He had just come in from Vietnam. Hadn't seen his family or anything. I mean, just literally, I got to San Francisco, picked him up, took him to Hollywood, just got off the plane. And put him on the show. And the trick was that it's rewarding Marines just come back as a little surprise, so-and-so. And the gimmick was that there were 3 people on stage, and the truth of consequences was, with Bob Barker, you had he had to be gift-wrapped. It was a Christmas time type thing. It was Christmas, returning, that's what it was, returning just in time for Christmas to be back with his family. Okay, so they had 3 models come out with the 3 contestants, and the models would gift-wrap them, and then the joke was somebody had to try to guess something or other. Well, the trick was that the guy's wife was backstage. Oh no, I beg your pardon. I did this totally wrong. Oh my God, I got this totally backwards. It was 50 years ago. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's what it was. It was backwards. 3 women were on stage, and the Marine was supposed to gift wrap the women. And then they had some kind of contest, which did the best job ever. Okay, then at the end, the Marine was supposed to unwrap the women again, and one of the women he unwrapped was his wife. They'd flown her into. That's what it was. I can't believe I.
You idiot! Butchered that one.
I did. I screwed it up. Well, I mean, I was. Well, it's been. Hell, it was 1966. What's that? 60 years.
I think we can officially retire that story now.
Anyway, so we're on the show, and Bob Barker is talking to me. He's interviewing me on what I do and stuff like that, and we're having a little fun on the show. And then all of a sudden, the baby starts crying in the audience, or a little kid, and he's trying to do his best, and finally he says, "All right, cut! No, we can't be doing. There's no way that we can have the thing with a so and so." And everybody's going, "Oh my gosh, Bob Barker's kind of half losing it," and they finally shut up the kid and we're back to the show. But all in all, I have to say he was one of the nicest guys I've known. I mean, for a big time Charlie celebrity, he was a very sweet man, and I think he really did care about things like animals and for the rest of his entire life on neutering and spaying and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's my Bob Barker experience of being on the show with him when he kind of freaked out with somebody in the audience. Okay, sorry, I'll never tell that story again. I can't believe I got it backwards. What the hell was I thinking? I mean, honestly, it's just that whole Jesus. I can't believe this. That whole memory is in bits and pieces. And you know what else? You know what? This is funny. No, maybe not funny. Well, I'm having a thing. I mean, I think this may be important to realize. And when you realize where I am in my life, I'm actually this radio program. At some point it's going to be the experience of the end of a whole thing. Okay, so, I mean, if I remember, and the reason is because the Marine Corps. Last night I went to the mailbox, and in the mailbox I got 2 checks. I got a check for $7.47 and a check for $9.13. from the Veterans Administration.
Oh.
And those 2 checks are to cover the cost of my transportation for my medical exams for the Veterans Administration. Unasked for. I didn't fill out anything. I didn't ask for it. They just automatically did it. And so now here I'm talking about Bob Barker being in the Marines almost 60 years ago. And over the weekend, I got in the mail, did 2 checks from the Veterans Administration. I still can't do the, anyway, and it's just, God, I'm just getting all weird here about, geez, what things, what a long freaking life. This is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. You're just mocking me like crazy.
I'm not doing that. Just letting you
I don't know where to. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a thing. 328. Okay. By the way. Again, I swear we have all kinds of newsy stuff and the Biden poll and the Jacksonville sheriff, and we're going to do some history stuff for you, too. Alice Cooper back in the news. He got screwed out of his freaking makeup. Also, 2 video things you got to check. If you didn't see I don't watch NASCAR anymore. I've tuned in to see what was going on, for like 4 minutes. Did you see the car flipping 10 times in the air? All it took was a teeny little nudge at that speed, and that car was airborne like a paper airplane. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looked like it weighed 10 pounds. That car was, soaring. He barely touched his bumper, and whoosh, and it went up, honestly, it went up like a feather. It was like it was just, flying around, and then it went nuts. And the guy's alive. I can't believe it.
He's okay?
No. He's alive. I don't think he's okay, but he's I think he's probably pretty ticked off, honestly. And then the other video was where's the rating the people? Oh, Montana. No, the Nevada, the Rangers plowing through the Burning Man. Oh my God! If you haven't seen that, you got to. In fact, I've got a whole book. We're talking about a whole bunch of tweets on it too. Also, somebody sent me underpants. And I've got a treat for you guys next. We'll come out with our treat for you boys, and we'll actually start the show. I'm sorry, I'm all verklempt here. I don't know why, but it's going to get worse. I mean, better. 3:30. Look out. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? 3:30. Well, I've been telling you, it's storm season. Man, I was up this morning at 4:11. Bing, bang, pow. And if you have a problem with stuff rattling around on your roof because of what's happened with all this weather and 'tis the season, get in touch with Metro Atlanta Roofing and Remodeling. These are the storm damage experts. And, you could have a loose shingle. By the way, this is kind of silly, but most companies, if they're doing a roof repair, they put in something like 2 nails per shingle or whatever. At Metro Atlanta Roofing and Remodeling, they do 6. I mean, they do like triple the, and it's not like they it actually costs you less because they take care of things in the first place instead of having to worry about it later on. These guys are the real pros. And by the way, if there's a leak, their warranty means it's 100% fixed, period. If you need a new roof, it's a lifetime warranty on both materials and labor. A+ business rating. Doing this for what, now 4 decades or something or other. Soffits and rafter tails and flashings and fascia. Everything's protected for storm damage, and in the wintertime, protected from ice damage as well. Owner Barry Reese is a licensed insurance adjuster, so if you have a claim, they're not going to jerk him around, that's for sure. Here's the phone number, 470-538-1729. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Don't forget, 10% discount for veterans. 10% discount for vets right off the top. Look them up on the web, metroatlantaroofing.com. song. 3:35 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And Stevie Wonder. It was 1984, the Woman in Red soundtrack was released, the movie featuring Stevie Wonder's smash hit, I Just Called to Say I Love You. Let's play a minute of this. This is a nice song. You know, he can see. You know that, right? In fact, I got about 90,000 people sent me a story on Stevie Wonder can see just fine. Thank you very much. After our conversation Friday.
So you've seen the light.
I can see. Sees everything. On this day, by the way, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, I didn't even mention it. I don't know where I'm just. On this very day, I'm not going to put on these things for a second. All right, here we go. Are you all right over there? Just stapling stuff and getting ready for stuff? All right, excellent. Poke my eye out. On this day, 1907, two ballsy Seattle teenagers started up a local delivery service called American Messenger Company. Today, Jim Casey and Claude Ryan's little company is better known as UPS. And they just signed the biggest contract in the world for people to drive their trucks and stuff and deliver things. And let's see. Hold on. I got a birthday or two here. How about Jack Black, the actor, 54, Kung Fu Panda, Jumanji Superstar, must be the remake, obviously. And didn't he go to the high school, a teacher or something, Black Rock High School Rock Black or some crap there? Rock High School?
Rock of something, I don't know.
Anyway, Jack Black's 54. And Armie Hammer, the cannibal, is 37.
Among other things.
Among other things, apparently. On the movie On the Basis of Sex, he was RGB's husband, the Supreme Court girl. That was pretty good. I actually saw that movie. It was interesting. A little boring, but I did like it, and I really respected what she did and how the Supreme Court let her keep going when they really didn't have to. They could have cut her off. And one justice said, no, let's keep going, baby. And that's what happened.
School of Rock.
School of Rock. There you are. Look at Flounder. God, man.
On top of things, as always.
Before the Armie Hammer, before that was the Winkle played both. I thought it was two guys. I swear to God, I thought it was twins. He played the Winklevoss twins in Social Network. He was the prince in Mirror Mirror, Russian spy Ilya Kuryakin, and the Man from Uncle.
That was good. The Man from Uncle, vastly underrated movie.
Yeah, and by the old TV series was pretty interesting too. He was the Lone Ranger, which with Johnny Depp's Tonto.
Also underrated movie.
Also, yeah. Although I saw it, and at first I really didn't like it, and then I kind of got it.
Johnny Depp was pretty
weird.
Funny.
That weird, the feather. It was weird. It's just too much. And he's a cannibal. Didn't he eat his girlfriends and stuff? And he really.
There's other accusations about him I'd be more disturbed about. So anyway,
well, like what?
I'm not going to say them.
What, like corpses and stuff?
I'm not going to say it.
Well, come on, it can't be that bad. You can hint. Corpses?
No.
Animals.
No.
Well, come on. That's it. What could be worse than that?
I'll tell you
what
later.
in the world could be worse than doing things to
later.
corpses and animals?
These are just rumors. I'll just tell you later. I'm not going to say it on the air.
Is it like a Richard Gere thing, or?
Huh? No.
All right. Well, I never mind then.
It's worse.
Now I don't. Oh, my God. Now I want to know. Everybody wants to know what the hell you're talking about. Now, how can it be worse than cannibals and corpses?
I think everybody knows but you.
I can't think of what else there would be.
I'll tell you during the break.
Well,
some things are not for broadcast.
And then I'll tell you.
No, you won't.
No, I won't tell anybody. I promise I won't tell anybody. All right, a couple things. I did the NASCAR.
We'll sign language it to you.
Surprise. I swear, we have stories and topics and everything, but if I don't do this, I'm going to go nuts. I had to pick up some medicine this morning at Walgreens. And by the way, I almost never go in. I usually use the drive-thru, but I wanted to go in just because I wanted to get a couple of things I was looking for. So I went inside, and I keep forgetting Walgreens these days is like a small Publix. They have food and diapers and paper towel. It's a grocery store. And so as I went to the pharmacy thing, picked up my prescriptions, and I'm walking back, happy walking through the candy aisle, and look what I found. Chunky.
Oh, my God.
When's the last time you saw... Flounder, have you ever seen a Chunky bar in your life?
They were big in the 70s.
I think I've seen one, but I don't know if I've ever eaten one.
And back literally 50 years, when I was a kid, These were one of my favorites, but now they're big. They're great big. They're 4 chunk squares. It used to be just one solid little chunk thing, and it was kind of chunky. Remember the funny guy? That's for you. And remember the funny guy with the glasses? Take on my chunky. It was a weird TV show.
I don't remember them having raisins.
Yeah, that's the chunky. Oh, you don't like raisins?
I don't want raisins in my chocolate.
No. I never would either, but I'm telling you, these are so sweet.
It's like a bridge mix type thing. I love bridge mix, but when you get the raisin, it's like patooey.
You sure you don't want that? Flounder, you like them? If you like, I'll give you the second one because I got a couple more at home. He doesn't like it either. Oh, screw it. Well, all right, I got to go.
You don't put raisins in chocolate.
Well, I don't know. It's a famous chunky bar. You used to eat them.
I don't remember raisins being in there.
Well, then you didn't matter before. I'll bet you shouldn't matter now.
It matters. I used to eat those. My mom used to give us those little Sun-made boxes, those little bitty boxes.
I'll eat a box
and
of
I
raisins.
ate them like candy until the point where you can't eat anymore.
Yeah, well, I'll eat a box of raisins. I do not like raisins in my food. If you put raisins in my salad, it's going in the kitchen sink.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Raisin bread's good.
No raisin bread either.
Raisin bran is good.
Nope. Well, I take that back. The one with the sugar raisins, so with the sugar-coated raisin, like bran plus something. Raisin bran and it's
cranberry almond crunch.
Well, yeah,
that's
something
good.
like that. But it's got the raisins are sugar-coated, big fat sugar-coated plump raisins.
Sugar-coated.
Absolutely. God, I'm so sorry. I've won the whole show. 3:41, and we haven't done squat.
You haven't.
Well, I tried. I mentioned things.
Do the Nevada thing.
All right, let's do that. All right, hold on a second. Let's get right here.
Because everyone's talking about that video.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you really have to Google this. And again, I'm not, a social media Google guy, but you really have to see this. Mm-hmm. All right, first of all, there was the so-called Extinction Rebellion protest at Burning Man. And we'll try to figure this out. This is in Nevada. Tribal police smashed through climate protesters who were blocking the road to Burning Man Festival in Nevada. Footage shows the cops taking a no-nonsense approach to the activists. 6 protesters from the Seven Circles group and Extinction Rebellion, name of the protest groups, were blocking a road with a trailer. The backup went for miles. I mean, literally miles. The demonstrators locked themselves onto the trailer, appeared to clash with those who tried to go to the Burning Man Festival before somebody called the cops. Rangers from the Lake Paiute Tribal Police Department showed up and drove right through the blockade. They just smashed it, creamed it with their trucks.
They've had enough of crazy white people.
Drove right through the blockades and quickly began arresting all the demonstrators on the spot after they destroyed all their crap. And they're sobbing, we're nonviolent, we're nonviolent. One tribal officer got out of the car and ordered one chick on the floor at gunpoint, telling her to stop resisting arrest. Another was asking, who's got the gun? Who's got the gun? Somebody had called and said somebody's going to shoot somebody out here, so that's where the cops started showing up. The activists from Extinction Rebellion and Rave Revolution Global. Man, but where do they come up with these names? You'd think they come up with a name you could remember. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
they're narcissists.
They're just weird. They're demanding that the festival, the Burning Man, ban private jets and single-use plastics. So that's what this was all about. Okay, because you would think, we were talking about this earlier, you'd think that the people of the Burning Man would be all in favor of protesters of, all kinds of, this isn't this
so why aren't they at the airport bitching?
Well, the Rave Revolution were demanding that the festival ban private jets and single-use plastics. Their aim is to draw attention to capitalism's inability to address climate and ecological breakdown. The protesters were against the popularization of Burning Man among affluent people who do not even live and have the stated values of Burning Man, resulting in the commodification of the event. In other words, sorry.
So let's make everybody who can't do anything about it suffer by sitting in traffic.
Too many rich people are enjoying it, and that can't be right, so they shut it down for everybody. The commodification of the event. The time has come. Burning Man should aim to have the same type of political impact that Woodstock had on counterculture. If we are honest about system change, it needs to start at home. Ban the lowest hanging fruit immediately, private jets. No, here's what I'd say. No single individual should have the luxury of emitting 10 to 20 times more carbon pollution than a commercial airline passenger. Burners rebel with us. They claim Burning Man's apolitical stance is detrimental to its claimed values, establishing especially carbon emissions continue to rise despite...
Okay, to hell with their demands and stuff like that. The reaction is the fact that the cops showed up, they treated them roughly like they should, and they're yelling, we were just standing here, all we were doing was standing here. You're standing in the middle of the road.
You're doing it on purpose. And a couple of really quick reactions. A doctor, Anastasia, wrote in, Nevada Rangers shut down climate change protest outside of Burning Man, held protesters at gunpoint and arrest all of them. This is how it's done. This did not end well for Al Gore's climate students trying to block the road. This is how left-wing lawbreakers end up. And anyway, more about that. It's almost 3:46 here with the Caribbean Flounder. Look out, we'll be right back. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And 2 years after her big comeback album, Private Dancer. This little Tina here, she just passed away. Was it last year?
No, it was May. Because I was sitting in Hartsfield waiting to catch a plane to London. Yeah, it was May.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, and she outlived the guy who used to beat the crap out of her, too, didn't Ike Turner. Also, on this, speaking of chicks, on this day in 2003, God, it was 20 years ago, Madonna shared a kiss with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera on the stage of the MTV Video Music Awards show. I remember this. Okie dokie, put that over there for now.
Memory?
No, it's just everything good. Quick birthday, Jennifer Coolidge. She played Stilfer's mom in the American Pie movies, but in fact, that's how this history lists her just for that one thing. Hell, she was in Legally Blonde, Best in Show, White Lotus. Didn't she win an Emmy and stuff? I mean, she's everywhere, and I don't get it because she's...
Her 15 minutes should have been over a long time ago.
I mean, I really don't understand. I mean, I'm sure she's a wonderful person.
It's the same act in everything.
And she's not so unattractive to me. I hate looking at her. I'm sorry. I really apologize. I mean, and I'm like Best in Show, and I just
yeah, you just cringe when you see it.
That's really, and I mean, I couldn't watch. I tried. In fact, I tried to watch White Lotus because I love those HBO series, and I said I can't do it. Anyway, she's a huge star. So Jennifer Coolidge, good for you, and I'm sitting here with you guys. 3:52. All right, we got news, we got stories and stuff. I got to mention this. We're going to talk about the old timer in the White House. I mentioned before, in fact, we just played the promo early this afternoon about me having to adjust various things because I've lost 2 more pounds. I'm now down to like my 7th grade weight, and so my underpants don't fit, so they're way too little. So I need to anyway, and I don't go on Amazon, and they don't have anywhere, and I've been shopping and so somebody, and I'm sure I know who it was. Somebody sent me underpants. They sent me a 3-pack of jockey pouch underpants, and they're medium, which I never mentioned size or anything. I used to wear extra large. Now I'm down to at least a large. Anyway, and they sent me a 3-pack of white pouch briefs, jockey things, and I love them, and they're too tight. But I'm going to keep them because I'm still losing weight, so maybe they'll work in. But anyway, please don't send me stuff like clothes, because that's why I didn't respond when one particular very sweet lady offered to do it for me, and I said, well, no, don't, because I can't if they're not the okay, what I mean? So this is what happens, and they're really not the right side. You don't have to worry about that.
Why'd you hand those over by me?
You're not over there now. My God, you're such a...
You put it over here like I was supposed to take them or something.
You don't have to do anything. Anyway, and thank you for the toaster. Jenny, I think it was, and it works great. I used it this morning, and it was great. Okay, now, a survey. Check this out. I think we all know this is true, and finally Democrats are now saying it out loud. There was a new poll that shows nearly 80% of Americans say President White Trash is too old to carry out a second term, let alone finish this one. 90% of Republicans, no kidding, 70% of Democrats say Biden is no longer up to the task. Fewer than half say the same thing about Donald Trump, who's 77, and people don't. Of course, he doesn't seem that way either. I mean, he clearly has not lost his faculties. He may have lost a little something off his fastball, but it's hard to tell. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't seem like he's changed much. Of course, he isn't in the public as much as he used to be. Anyway, the poll found also, to check this out, American voters increasingly support wide-ranging rules aiming to keep America's leaders young. In fact, 2/3 say they would like to impose age limits on the presidency, Congress, and the Supreme Court. Bernie Sanders, who's 81, was on Meet the Press over the weekend. He says, I met with the president weeks ago, and it seemed fine to me. Did he, Bernie? Anyway, so
that's Democrats. They will
even Democrats. They'll still vote for it.
Always stick together.
They will still. That's the point. No matter, this poll could show 99% of Democrats, and he could be indicted for a federal crime for collusion and treason, and they'd still vote for him. I guarantee you this: if Joe Biden is impeached, if there's a hearing and it shows that he took money, he hid it in his offshore accounts, and they know it's true, they've got the evidence, they showed the thing, they would still vote for him over Donald Trump. I mean, am I wrong?
And you got to ask, why do you hate Trump so much? Why do they hate him? They fear him.
It's not even.
He's going to end the money laundering thing.
I don't even think it's that. Honestly, I mean, the top echelon, the corrupt Democrat leadership, absolutely. But in terms of the people like my kids, they don't know anything about Donald Trump. No. They're swept up in the morass of this momentum. Is a churning the swamp. The swamp is churning. And I mean, how do you explain my children, the sweetest, most wonderful people in the world, think he ought to be in prison?
They believe what the media tells them.
That's what I'm saying. They'll still vote. They would not vote for. They would vote for Biden if he was in jail over Donald Trump. And by 3:56. And by the way, speaking of Putty Tat, well, we weren't really, but we're going to in a minute. Who always said never underestimate the opportunity for Joe Biden to screw things up.
If you want something screwed up, give it to Joe.
He'll do it for you. But speaking of politics, Derek Hunter wrote in on Twitter to say, horrible news. My good friend Joe Wurzelbacher, a.k.a. Joe the Plumber, passed away at the age of 49 from pancreatic cancer. He was a good man, exceptional friend, and they're doing some GoFundMe to help. He's got 3 kids and a grown child, 3 young kids. He was one of the only regular people to ever challenge Barack Hussein Putty Tat's policies to his face, and then paid the price for it when the media doxed him. Another, Joe the Plumber, the man who went viral after confronting Barack during the 2008 presidential debates, is gone to be with the Lord, age 49, pancreatic cancer. And then a nasty, you knew this was going to happen on Twitter. They always have to have something nasty. Oh, you mean Joe the Plumber, who wasn't a plumber, wasn't named Joe, but who you people kept trotting out as some ideal of the working class, the one who kept talking about wanting to shoot journalists. Yeah, weird how he never caught on with Democrats.
Because you're idiots.
But you have to say something snotty about the man died. He was important in the political process, and the man died, and so
he
they
has
take a shot
pertinent questions of the saint.
It was legit.
How dare you, the great Lord God Obama? How dare you question him?
Yeah, and now this. Remember when mainstream media hounded Joe the Plumber and more or less doxed him because he dared to criticize Saint Obama to his face? Back in those innocent times, we had no idea how much worse the proletarian guard media would get in the near future.
Praetorian.
I'm sorry. I was going to want to say proletarian.
You combine proletarian and
It wouldn't come out. Luckily, I'm old enough to say it's just me. It's my age. I'm at the place. I'm at where it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that goes to show you. I mean, just never a nice word. Let's see. Oh, God, I got so much here. 3:58. Flounder, if you would get ready, sir, we're going to play this sound. This is incredible. It was 6 decades ago, 60 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. And here's a reaction now to the meeting of the Democrat National Committee when they were playing Martin Luther King's speech. Flounder, if you would stand for character instead of the color of your skin. Democrats, no. Well, once again, I don't think you heard me. The character is better than color of your skin. Oh, wow. I guess the dream's probably not alive, huh? Hey, man, this really ticks me off. There's a big story, 6 decades later, MLK's dream alive but still unfulfilled.
They don't believe in any of his dreams.
On the 60th anniversary I Have a Dream speech, 250,000 people went to the show. Not one Democratic leader in America today believes anything about Martin Luther King's speech. What do you think? How do you think we got Carmela's side piece, the shiftless lady vice president? And by the way, when she wants to become the border czar to get to the root causes, the root causes are they want a better life. Ta-da! Boy, that didn't take too long. Good work, Carmela. Every single Democratic leadership, a person of leadership, does not believe in the Martin Luther King speech. They do not believe it. We have a Supreme Court justice who's there only because she's black and a girl. Period. She is not the best candidate to be on the highest court in the land. She was chosen based on race and gender. Hey, Marty, how do you... Oh, that's at the tomb. That's Marty spinning. I'm sorry. You freaking phonies. You damn hypocrite phonies. 4 o'clock. I got to go. You're killing me. Have you ever heard this song?
White Album.
How come I don't know anything about music? This is unbelievable. I'm serious. I don't know squat. I know diddly squat.
Because you listen to Taylor Swift.
Well, I want to kiss her on the mouth. I hate everything she stands for. It's got a great mouth. Anyway.
You don't listen to music?
I don't. Well, but I know the Beatles, but I know I Want to Hold Your Hand, yay, yay, yay. And, She Loves You and, loves me or whatever.
1964.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we'll play. I'm sorry.
This was 68.
Play a little Ringo. It's Ringo Starr. Well, you know where I was in 1968? Anyway, on this day in 2012, Celebrity Net Worth named Ringo Starr as the world's richest drummer with an estimated fortune of $300 million. Phil Collins, number 2, with $250 million. Former Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl, third with $225 million. Eagles' Don Henley, fourth with $200 million. Metallica's Lars Ulrich, fifth with $175 million. In the top 10, U2's Larry Mullen and the Rolling Stones' Charlie Watts.
Poor Charlie's not with us anymore.
Charlie,
2 years ago.
It was 2 years. Yeah,
well,
2 years.
2 years ago,
last week. About it last week. And
the great thing about Ringo's living his best life, man. He and his wife have been sober for decades, and he still travels with his band and has a good time and enjoying that.
Is he still married to Barbara Bach?
Yes.
Guess what? Today's her birthday.
Oh.
She's 77.
In the 70s, she was one of the hottest women on the planet.
And she has a master's from UCLA.
That's a good-looking woman.
Wasn't she an actor? Wasn't she in one of the series?
A Spy Who Loved Me.
Was that what it was?
She was a Bond girl. Yeah. One of the Bond girls.
Yeah. Thin and high cheekbones and brunette, man. And call it cat eyes or what do they call those things? Sorry about the thing there. Anyway, and she's 77 today, which I think is very nice. And let's see, a little historical note here. Let's pick one out here. Oh, and Pete, you'll be glad to know that on this day in 1955, Emmett Till, the 14-year-old Chicago boy was in Money, Mississippi. Made a mistake of being near the white girls, and he got hauled off. He was found 3 days later in the Tallahatchie River with his eyes gouged out and a gunshot through the head and beat so bad they couldn't recognize him. His mother left him with an open coffin so people would see what they did to him. But again, Emmett Till is, anyway.
Well, it's definitely something you should learn in history class.
Right.
It's something you should learn because you need to learn from it.
Right.
But every weekend down our throat,
the Al Jazeera constipation.
Week.
Once a month, there's an Emmett Till story.
Like we're still doing that.
Yeah. And
look at Jacksonville. Oh, you want to do tit for tat? Let's do tit for tat.
Jacksonville, here we go. Jacksonville, Florida. Racially motivated shooting. And here's what the headline says this. Now, again, this didn't happen like months ago. Okay, this just happened. Headline, Jacksonville Sheriff releases images of weapon-bearing swastikas after Dollar General shooting. Okay? So immediately, white supremacy, Nazi, swastikas, images released immediately after the shooting. I called it a racially motivated, he was in possession of masked white gunmen, carried out a deadly racially motivated shooting at the Dollar General store Saturday in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. He had an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle and a Glock handgun in the predominantly African-American neighborhood. Facebook page shows white lettering and symbols painted on the AR-15, 2 swastikas. A third photo showed the handgun next to a pool of blood. Racially motivated, hated black people. Shooter authored several manifestos with portions described. I've released it, I'll be darned. Manifesto, you can read what he's, I'll be darned. Portions describing the suspect's disgusting ideology of hate. He had sent the writings to his parents, federal law enforcement, and at least one media outlet shortly before the attack. He was also a wife beater and went to a mental hospital. And apparently there's some kind of medical issue with the medicines or something, Pete.
Took off his meds like the day before or something?
Yeah.
That's the rumor going around that they took him off his meds or somebody did.
But again, it's amazing to me that all of a sudden, immediately, it's a race crime. Immediately there's manifestos. Immediately there's swastikas. Immediately there's, social media. Immediately there's a boy...
Which is true. All that's true.
Which is excellent to know.
But
it's important.
It's interesting.
And President pants on fire. Immediately over the weekend, makes a release, some comments about how this is
white supremacy.
Supremacy of the dastardly the thing. And the FBI, of course, the most dangerous thing in America is a white supremacist in America today. And the President of the United States immediately takes on as a hate crime, but we got to crack down on these damn white supremacists running free in America.
How many days did it take for him to mention Maui?
Ooh,
outside of the no comment.
Yeah, the laughing no comment.
How many days? He took him 2 hours before he mentioned this yesterday. Why? Because you can divide people on race lines by doing this, by talking about this. But let's look at the record here. A black supremacist mows down 62 white people at a Christmas parade. It's 21 months later, and we still don't have a motive for that. I wonder what could have caused that.
But at least President Biden said, though, those damn black people are sick and tired of those black people committing crimes against people. It's an incredible story. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. He never did that.
A transgender freak terrorist attacks a Christian school and writes a manifesto. 5 months later, no motive, no manifesto.
Well, they have one. They just don't want us to know about it.
And here's one you haven't heard of.
All right.
An Akron, Ohio grand jury has indicted a 30-year-old man named Keith Early in the July murder of 13-year-old Melanie Elkins. Early is black, Elkins is white. Early has a 309-page criminal history in Ohio. He's been charged with failure to report knowledge of death and gross abuse of a corpse. He abused her corpse.
She was 13.
Did you hear about that story?
No, I didn't hear a thing about it. It wasn't in the media. I didn't. Where? How come the president didn't say something about that? How about not only abuse of a racial crime, but how about the abuse of a young girl in America today, standing up for the young girls in America?
Didn't fit the narrative. By the way, if the white man had kidnapped a 13-year-old black girl, not only did God unspeakable things to her, killed her or was around when she died and then abused the corpse, you think you would have heard about that?
Unbelievable.
And to me, it's also racist of the media not to report it when a black man does kill another black man or a white man or Hispanic or Asian. It's like the media's thinking, well, they do this all the time. It's what they do, so it's not news, so we don't have to cover it. Well, that's part of the problem here. It's just as bad when someone dies, no matter who's killing them. And it's only newsworthy if it's a white killing a black.
Yeah. But again, what struck me was I'm just driving around with something, and all of a sudden, President Pants on Fire makes a thing. It's more division. There's no possible explanation. And by the way, what business is of his that 3 people got shot in Florida? I mean, seriously, how is it possible that the President of the United States gives a crap about a shooting in Florida at a store? No, I mean, it was bad to have a shooting in a store, but it's not the president. But the mayor of the city or the police chief and the people who live there, I'll be very, very concerned about the lack of protection for the. But none of the president's business.
Well, at least Mike Pence had the good sense to come out and say it's not my problem when asked about domestic stuff.
That's
not
my
problem.
Thing. That's for the people. I don't really. I don't.
Yeah, he's immediately out because they can divide the people. They can divide us by tribes and race.
Think about it. When's the last time the president came out? Reverse a race about 3 people shot at a store?
Well, how about Ferguson? When you had Obama running his mouth, he didn't know what he was talking about. Or about the guy, the professor up in Boston running his mouth, he didn't know what he was talking about. Because he could divide us by race by doing that. It was immediate.
Somebody said to President Stupid, hey, we got a statement for you to read.
White supremacy.
White supremacy is a great opportunity to show how you're the man to lead us into the future. I mean, it's appalling to me that the President of the United States would get involved with a local shooting.
Immediately, without all the facts known.
I mean, honestly, it's...
and this guy's a nut job. He probably is a Nazi swastika.
Of course he's a nut job.
I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Did the right thing. Killed himself. They didn't do it first.
But where's the manifesto in Nashville?
Yeah.
Where's her manifesto?
Right.
why hasn't someone leaked that?
Yeah. Again, they don't want us to know what they don't want us to know. And it's political, and it's cultural, and it's, this diversion equity business, it would sure hurt that. It would all of a sudden tell people, oh my God, you mean these trannies like the one who threatened to kill the Kimmer? There's a tranny out there threatening to kill me.
Not just that.
Now it's getting serious. When it gets serious like that, and I'm taking it seriously too. And when they don't, that's about time to release a manifesto. It might have had my name in there.
We have coming up after the break something about transsexuals that will blow your mind from somebody that's a very close personal friend of yours.
Well, I'm very excited to know that. I need a mind-blowing experience because it's been almost 20 minutes since I had one. 413. It needs to be horsewhipped.
Release some pressure.
I'm the guy to do it by Gummy 413 or something. I don't know. Caught my eye. Her luscious legs and pouty breasts surely snatched my heart. And when she came to frozen foods, I rammed her with my cart. The bacon bits went flying, TV dinners went astray. Excuse me, miss. I blew a kiss and slowly walked away. The bait was laid, the trap was set. I knew she was a sucker. But that first glance, her saucy dance, I knew I'd like to learn more about the woman. She followed me to fruits and veggies, where I grabbed her by the hair, then gagged to find her breath could take the varnish off a chair. She pressed into my chest and left no doubt what I was missing. If Johnny let her have her way, no doubt there'd be no kissing. Come home with me, she purred and cooed, and see my new bikini. Her message came through loud and clear as she stroked a huge zucchini. At her place, she attacked me and said, let's do some naughty sins. And when her panties dropped, out popped Big Al, and then his twins. Egad, you freak transvestite, your life is just a lie. And then I started puking because my angel was a guy. I snapped his neck and ribs and gave his head a toilet swirly. Because Johnny Midnight may be sensitive, but he ain't no man's girly.
A little harsh.
Ending there. We didn't listen to it all the way through there.
Yeah, maybe, well, sorry. That was many years ago. Back in the day, it was the older version. Well, maybe we start doing some of those again.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I might do that in some Olympic stories.
Well, see, the winter's coming, the long winter's night.
Right.
You want a dark night to send people home when they're driving their car at night?
I'm going to get ready for it. Do we have a phone call, by the way? I mentioned, I think is he still
Yes,
there?
we do. Frank the Tank is on the line.
Frank the Tank is 424. Frank, thank you so much for calling. Welcome aboard. Happy Monday. What's going on?
Oh, hell, I fall asleep. Sorry.
My fault. My bad entirely. Yes, sir.
No, that's okay. Yeah, the first 8 minutes were the best. It was unbelievable. White Snake in concert on YouTube. It was awesome. Hey, but anyways, I have a friend of mine. Well, I say a friend. I follow him on YouTube now. Yeah. Flat Earth, and he says he knows you. Do you know who Flat Earth Jamie is or not?
Oh yeah, he used to be and would call in frequently and did some radio stuff. 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Gara, Mike Brooks, all them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, so he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we met him. And again, he used to do some radio stuff, and I think he did some call-in shows, and we were kind of at the same in the area. Yeah, we haven't seen him in years.
Okay, yeah, he's on Kick now when I get feeds from other people. I follow a bunch of different people, so that's why.
Yeah. No,
but
we know.
He knew you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, great.
absolutely.
So what do you think of him?
Oh, well, what's not to say? I mean, why is he asking you for money or something? I don't know. Let me get the hell out of it.
No, only other guy did for the transmitter. That was all.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks.
I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, man. Thank you, Frank the Tank. Hank the Tank. Frank Hank. I've got it wrong entirely.
Anybody else have somebody out there they want us to vet for them? Give us a call. If we know them, we'll tell you all about
I don't know where we're going, but sometimes we get there whether we like it or not. Just for the record. By the way, were there any results on the hunt for the monster at the Loch Ness?
No,
it was like 100 of the big experts, and they had all kinds of equipment and stuff, and they all did it over the weekend at the Scottish Highlands, and their goal was to finally find the Loch Ness monster, Nessie, and I haven't heard a thing.
Well, that girl took that photo not too long ago. That was a pretty good photo.
I know. I mean, and again, they say, well, there are so many caves and crevices. I don't believe it.
Oh,
there's no way.
They say they heard mysterious gloops underwater, but forgot to plug in their recorder.
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
I forgot to.
They're the experts.
Yeah, I guess they lost the first 8 minutes of their treasure hunt on there for Nessie. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, Flounder, were you over there in Scotland this week? Did you get that? No.
No, crap. Can you imagine getting it? Oh, Brad, you found. Oh, no, that's too bad. Oh, Lord. Now, you can't tell me that they can't explore every square centimeter of that.
I've been there.
Lake.
I've been there. It's extremely cold, it's extremely dark and murky, and it's extremely deep.
AI technology,
it's
radar,
like one of the deepest lakes in the world.
Well, I mean, we go to the deep places. I just can't believe that they can't.
And it's long. It's a long lake.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I think it's a large mackerel, or it's a large fish or something like that.
Well, it could be any.
Or some otters.
Who knows?
Or it's a monster.
Well, I mean, I've heard so many different explanations of what an actual animal, but an eel, a giant
eel that could do it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll put that over here. Put that over there.
It's pretty up there, though. If you get a chance, it's beautiful.
Well, I have never been to Europe. The only place I've been were Asia, that kind of thing, and a stop over in Japan. Guam. I think I was in Guam for 30 minutes or whatever.
For a worldly man, you're not very.
I've never gone anywhere.
Worldly travel.
Well, I've gone to Acapulco. I mean, to Costa Rica and things like that, but I've never been to Europe. I really would have wanted to like to go to Europe.
You can still go. They'll still let you go.
I don't think I can go now. I don't know. Let's see. What the heck is going to do to the Burning Man thing? Okay. Donald Trump. The trial is set for March 4th. This is incredible. I can't believe they're going to have to pull this off. It's Special Counsel Jack Smith he wanted to have it March 4th, middle of the primaries calendar. There's a girl judge who already hates Donald Trump. She wanted it to go into April. The Trump team wants to go in April of 2026. 2 years after the election, and the scumbags want to go in a few months.
Yeah,
there's no way that they can do that. I mean, come on.
They've
spent 3 years investigating Donald Trump, and since the January 6th mostly peaceful incursion, where a murderous rogue cop slaughtered an innocent unarmed woman by shooting her in the neck and having her bleed to death. That the mostly peaceful Ashley
He got promoted.
And he got promoted. He's now a commander or something.
Got promoted.
Yeah, and the Democrats lauded him as a hero. They gave him awards for saving the Capitol. Yeah, and so he's well taken care of. And so ever since that day, it's been 3 years. Ever since then, they've been investigating Donald Trump, and yet they want his legal team to have 5 months, 6 months. You got to be in the midst of 4 total indictments and trials. I mean, if you don't know that this is deliberate for the fixes you can't talk to these people.
Think about it. They talked about this on Clay and Buck earlier. 4 different trials in 4 different parts of the country coming down almost around the same time against the same man
who happens to be running and formerly the president of the United States.
And everybody going after him are Democrats. It's obvious what it is. Historians will look back and go, how were there not people in the streets over this?
Yeah. And by the way, the judge is a chick judge who hates him, and she's already said the defense says, well, we're going to start polling the people to see what kind of jury we could get in this trial. And she says, well, I'm going to be watching very carefully for anything which might poison the jury pool. You defense lawyers, you bitch! I mean, he's got no chance. You're going to watch out for the Trump team, all right. God, I mean, this is just despicable here at the Eustasis of Amracasas. 4:30 with a Kevin Payton Flounder. Look out. Well, I'm glad you didn't tell me about Armie Hammer. But I thought it was the other thing where like the Germany kind of a deal there or something.
No,
look out! It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Dun, 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 dun. Soul Man, baby. Thinking of the Blues Brothers. Isn't that funny? If I hear the song, I think of the Blues Brothers doing it.
They can do a good version.
Yeah, they did a great version. Anyway, this is Isaac Hayes. We'll play a little bit here. You go.
This is Sam and Dave, but he's one of the co-writers of the song.
Right, like a Sam and Dave.
That's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
All those musicians sound the same.
I thought it was the Blues Brothers. On this day, 1996, Isaac Hayes, who co-wrote The Sam and Dave Classic Soul Man sent a protest letter to the presidential candidate Bob Dole. I'm Bob Dole. Requesting Bob Dole stop using his song, which supporters had changed to "I'm a Dole Man." I remember that? I remember that.
That's pretty smart.
Very smart. Very smart.
But it almost sounds like I'm a dull man.
It does, yeah, a dull man.
Like dull, like
a
you're
dull
man.
He was.
Well, I don't know about that.
He's a war hero.
Shark. Yeah, a war hero.
Norm Macdonald did a funny...
Norm, great. Yeah,
Norm.
Yeah, but Bob Dole, got his arm shot off by a machine gunner in Italy.
Yeah.
So, he paid the price.
Wasn't that Monte Cassino or something?
Yeah.
Monte Cassini?
Yeah. No, Cassino. That's close. Yeah, you're Cassini. Cassinini or...
I think it's Cassini. Monte Cassini.
Birthdays. Alana Thompson. You know who that is?
Nope.
Honey Boo Boo, 18. Here comes Honey Boo Boo. And one more. How about Cassidy Pope? She was a winner of The Voice and turned country star. Cassidy Pope's biggest hits, Wasting All These Tears and Think of You. What?
Her biggest what?
That's what I say. Biggest hit.
Biggest hits.
Coming up later, Dolly Parton's greatest hits. Coming up here just at 3:15.
Hits.
Yeah. Cassidy Pope's hits. Wasting All These Tears and the duet with Think of You with Chris Young. Cassidy Pope is 34. That's what I was trying to get to there. All right, let me just stay out of this here. And how about here's a musical historical note. 1964, after a show in New York City, the Beatles went backstage with Bob Dylan and smoked reefer for the first time. 1964 in New York City.
Yeah. Dylan used to make fun of him to their face because they all worshipped him. And at one point, they played him this song called "Tomorrow Never Knows," which is real hippy dippy. One of the first ones they were doing on either Rubber Soul or Revolver, and it's real, psychedelic. And Dylan listening goes, "Oh, so you don't want to be cute anymore?"
Those silly love songs, kind of a precursor to the silly love song. That's pretty weird. 3:37. How's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, we have a phone number, 404-741-1230, 741.
Like I said, if you want somebody
sometimes 741-1230. And we're trying to follow you on YouTube and keep in touch, stuff like that. So anyway, we got a billion things. Let's see. There was just for out of curiosity. Earlier today, I think it was even before the show. We were listening to the news on the Noon to 3 guys, and all of a sudden you go with your fingers in your ears and go running out of the studio. What the hell was all that?
They started talking about a show that I started watching years ago, which is kind of I thought it was a chick flick, but a girlfriend at the time says, you need to watch this because it's got history, it's got gunplay, it's got politics, it's got violence and wars, and it's about the Scottish versus the English. And what the hell's the name of the damn thing? Outlander. You probably heard of it.
It's on TV all the time.
Yeah, and it's a time travel thing and everything, but it's got a lot of history to it. It's also a chick flick type thing.
I know it, but I've never watched it.
But there's so much stuff in it for guys that you can just overlook the romantic stuff because there's not as much as you think it was in there. Yeah. It's other stuff going on. And they started talking about it because I started watching it again after a few years not watching it. And they started talking about it. I go, this will be just fine. As soon as I start watching it again, these guys are going to tell me all that happened in it. Yeah. So that's why I got up and left the room.
I swear, you are the most anal of any TV
I don't want to be
watcher.
I don't want something spoiled. That's why I can't watch trailers because they put everything in the trailer now. You see every cameo. You see it in the trailer. There's no surprise anymore.
I know. We're going to talk about the muralists, the wildfire conspiracies. Alice Cooper's gotten basically screwed by his own company to take away his paycheck stuff. First of all, what's going on with Chick-fil-A?
New sandwich, first one in 9 years.
And?
I pulled in there today. I heard about it over the weekend, and I pulled in there today up the road on Windy Hill, and the sign was out. Honey, pepper, pimento chicken sandwich, and I almost got it.
I can't believe you didn't.
I don't know why I didn't. I'm in the mood for a salad today, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, salad.
Well, they got this huge heaping chicken salad.
Oh, well, chicken, that's different,
all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah. Well,
I'm getting it next. Maybe Thursday. If I cruise in there Thursday, I'll stop by and get 3 of them.
You said it's honey pepper?
Honey pepper pimento is how they're calling it.
So is it just like a honey pepper sauce, or is it kind of marinated and cooked? and honey pepper?
Good question.
That's a very good question. One that I do not have the answer to.
And pimento, now would that be a slab of
You can see it's orange on top of it.
Good. Well, that's good. I'm glad that's the way it ought to be done. Anyway, so that's something to try now. And the first one in 9 years.
Oh, I made a grilled cheese sandwich in my air fryer for the first time over the weekend.
How'd it turn out?
Oh.
It was dry because I always like, Mom always made the slopping wet, buttery ones that I love so much.
Yeah.
But this one said mix the butter with mayonnaise and put it on top because it makes a glaze that makes the bread get really crisp.
Yeah.
Which is good if you like that way. And I had a Jewish rye bread to begin with, so that gave it a different taste. And it was good. It worked very well. But I'm the old school. I like a wet, flimsy, grilled cheese.
You didn't put butter on the bottom?
I put it in there. Yeah, butter and mayonnaise.
On the top of the bread and on the bottom of the bread?
Yeah, because you got to do it on the top and the bottom if you're doing it in a pan.
Yeah.
That way it kind of melts the butter and it gets nice.
But did you do that also in the air fryer? Because I use my
you did air fryer. And if you put the mayonnaise on it, it allows the cheese long enough time to melt inside.
But you're talking about putting the mayonnaise on top of the bread?
You make a sauce of the mayonnaise and the butter.
And put it on top of the bread and on the bottom of the sandwich. So the air fryer's toasting the top of the mayonnaise.
And you flip it about halfway through.
Okay. And how many minutes? And how would you put inside? How much cheese?
I put 2 or 3 slices of cheese.
If you put it for 10 minutes, it's going to explode. I mean,
they said 5 minutes and then 3 minutes. I said, no, that's too much. So I put 3 minutes and 3 minutes, and that was fine.
Yeah, because those things work. I mean, those things burn.
Well, you got to understand, this is something I figured out. People have these recipes from 10 years ago. Air fryers are much more efficient now.
Yeah. Anyway, I frequently guess and just watch it.
3 minutes is usually a good way to go.
I got 4:41. We have an
it's recipe time.
Have you seen the mural? The mural. I have not seen the mural. There's a new mural.
The mural.
It's
Merle Haggard standing there next to the mural.
The Atlanta Beltline East Side Trail now has the infamous mugshot of former President Trump in a new mural near the historic Fourth Ward Skate Park. Well-known Atlanta muralist named Chris Veal did it. He said it took him about 3 hours, and the reaction's been positive, laughing and smiling, giving him high fives. He says he just wants people to get a kick out of it, hopes it inspires people to vote. He's known for his comic book style. It does look like a comic. It's definitely a comic book type character of Donald Trump's face. And the social commentary, well known, pokes fun at hot topics. His previous works include the mural created after the giant sinkhole on Ponce de Leon Avenue, a mural that poked fun at the student loan paybacks, a mural that points out it can take 15 years for the average teacher to earn the pay of the lowest NFL player, and a mural about feeling lonely after election robocalls end. Anyway, he's done portraits of Jimmy Carter, John Lewis, so forth. So the mural's there at the Atlanta Beltline East Side Trail near the Fourth Ward Skate Park, if you want to go check it out. And I guess because it's, it has a nasty comment on it. It says, MAGA means what? My ass jailed again or something. My ass gone again.
Got arrested.
Oh, my ass got arrested. So, so clearly, it won't be defaced because, conservatives have better things to do. Plus, we're afraid to go down there.
I'm not parking my car down there.
I think I just go down and park for the day, walk around, take a stroll, see what's going on. Yeah, let's do that.
You just saw a guy get shot and killed at a parking deck here in Atlanta.
Here we go.
Why would you go there?
Let's talk about it now. In fact,
we both parked at that place.
2 things. Here we go. First of all, oops, Daisy. Oh, here we go. I got it right here. Yada tu pa ta pa ta ta. All right. 16-year-old recovering in the hospital, critical injuries after South Fulton police. No, that's a different one. Hold on, here it is now. Here we go. Now, wait a minute.
Oh, God.
I can't find this one either.
If only you had a system there.
Well, no, I thought it. Security guard working at Midtown parking deck.
That's it?
Early Monday morning, this morning, car break-in, interrupted, shots were fired. It was a security guard, Lanier parking on Spring and 3rd Street, shot at 2 o'clock in the morning, attempting to break in vehicles, some kids out there at a nearby parking deck. Shooting rounds as they were encountered by some witnesses. Shots were fired from a vehicle outside the deck. Evidence of 2 or 3 break-ins at the parking deck located 1 block north of the famed Fox Theater. which is where I had my Mercedes, my formerly final wife's Mercedes with her when we went to the Fox Theater, had it broken into. In fact, it was broken into because I remember this now. We pulled in to the parking lot, and I said to are you clicking me? Did I do something bad?
No. Finish your story.
Okay. I pulled into the parking lot. I said to the guy, are you here the whole time? He said, oh, yeah, I'm here the whole time. I said, okay, great. So I pull in, park it, and I take my keys, and I walk out, and I go back. We come back to broken windows. Everything's gone. Okay? And then later on, I called the next day. Oh, yeah, I was here the whole time till 8 p.m. Yeah, we close at 8, and I leave at 8. So that's not what I meant. I think I was here the whole time. My ass.
You open 24/7? Not in a row.
Yeah, not every hour of it, no.
I went to a concert there one night, drove there, parked my car, left my keys in the door. In the door. I realized it at Encore. Ran out. They're still there. My car hadn't been touched.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Now, guys, well, we're not, we aren't here overnight, until 11.
What kind of car was it?
It was a piece of crap, like Nissan something.
That's probably why it was still there.
And there was another one, South Fulton, 16-year-old kid in the hospital after he was shot trying to break into a car with a bunch of other kids. Several vehicles, River Oak Terrace, Saturday night. Homeowner caught the group, tried to confront him. One of the kids started shooting at the homeowner. These are 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. So the homeowner returned fire and shot the 16-year-old and put him in the hospital. He's still alive, last I heard. But anyway, it's a punk stealing cars with guns. All right, 446. We got more actual stuff here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here. Look up. Really?
She passed away at the age of 60-something over the weekend.
Wow.
And so they've lost Batman, the guy who did his voice, and now they've lost Harley.
Well, that can't be good.
Few. And you know who does Joker in those series?
What?
Does the voice of Joker?
Who?
Mark Hamill.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about music, TV, movies, or anything else. It's unbelievable. I should just be put to sleep.
Well, you don't have. Everybody has Netflix or Amazon. That's what everybody has now. And you don't have any of those
I've got to go to Best Buys and get the damn box, I guess. All right, $452. What are you squeaking at now?
Because I was going to say is this weekend I went and got a TV, myself and Veronica, for my bedroom.
Whoa.
Well, the point I'm trying to make is
the mirror break.
What's that going to? Well, when are you ever going to watch that?
Yeah, the mirror break.
What's the need for that?
What I'm saying is how simple it is to go and get a TV and hook it up to your, and you'll have a smart. I mean,
yeah, you have to have
wine.
Yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go do that tonight. I'm going to go tonight.
I cannot watch TV in
drive
bed.
to West Buys.
It drives me crazy. You're not supposed to either. It keeps you up. You're supposed to. You don't sleep well.
No. Hey, by the way, don't forget, I'm going to tell you later about losing my medical records. Lock them up. And it's not, just a reminder as we get into bed. We're talking about the Maui Park fires and stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. Look them up. Go to the web, AtlantaSafeHouse.com. At your convenience. Not right now because you're listening to the show. And check out what they have to offer. They're great gun safes. They're on sale. All kinds of special safes. I bought a couple of them down there. And for documents and business things and jewelry and cash and high security, they've got it all. AtlantaSafeHouse.com, just for the record. We were looking at the latest on the storm, tropical storm Idalia. Is that that's the name that had to come? Idalia. I thought they had to come up with names.
What happened to Hillary?
Well,
that
she's
was
dead.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. So Idalia, the tropical storm, is going into the Gulf of Mexico and the western coast of Florida.
We're getting rain.
We're going to get rain for sure. And the problem was, we're just noticing it's traveling at a whopping 8 miles an hour. That's not good.
No.
That means it's going to be pouring rain for a very long time before it leaves your area.
It gains strength.
And over water, it gains strength. So, oh boy.
They're talking in Georgia Wednesday. So
well, now they're saying
Thursday.
Now they're picking up the speed a little bit to 40 miles an hour. So, but anyway, we're going to get some rain, looks like.
And you're going to get power outages in Atlanta. Throughout Atlanta, they say on Thursday, through Thursday.
Goody.
And I'm even going to get rain way up where I am.
In the mountains of Macon. So that's coming later this week. And in Maui, there's a lot of theories going on now about what the heck happened in Maui. For example, the photos claim have showed space lasers raining destruction down on the Hawaiian city, gaining millions of views across social media. The inferno aftermath have been called evidence the fires were not natural. One person said everything's burnt but the trees. But don't point that out or you're a conspiracy theorist. So one guy, footage with people driving through the cindered remains of a neighborhood. The unlikely internet sleuths' hypotheses are being debunked, but I like it the other way better, please. The photo of the space laser showing frying Hawaii has been circulating online. Some plants are able to survive wildfires due to a layer of thermal insulation provided by their bark or dead leaves. Oh, please. That doesn't explain the lasers to me, mister. Nice try. An Oregon State professor says, well, that's not unusual where you can have lasers come down and not burn certain plants. It happens all the time. They survive urban fires, because of their water content.
Remember, this is the same government that told us for like half a century that the UFOs were swamp gas.
Yeah, and masks work, too. So let's remember the modern version of how we trust science.
I saw a mask today, by the way.
Oh, they're all over the place.
The first one I've seen.
Go to the store. I was in Publix.
Not where I live.
In fact, where was I? Well, where the heck? I was at Walgreens. I went into the store, and the lady behind the counter, she was wearing a mask, but the other two behind the counter were not. And she was black, and I've seen more black people
I know
wearing masks, and she was beautiful.
Well, today's press secretary, what's her name? What do you call her?
The podium princess.
She said that they're going to start recommending the updated vaccine for everybody.
Yeah. You see what Biden said over the weekend? He said, we're going to get a new one here, and it's going to work.
He said he sent one. He sent a request to Congress.
Yeah.
But he's admitting that they know it doesn't work.
Yeah, and he said this one's going to work. That's this one we know is going to be effective. And all they want to do is go to Congress and get more money.
For Pfizer, because their stock has dropped.
Guess where they're going to have to buy them from? Pfizer.
And Moderna.
I'll be darned. Well, I don't suppose you had anything in cahoots to setting that up now, do you?
Their profits are down like 98% from the height of this.
Unbelievable. Well, I was just suck in the money.
Yeah.
But we need another. We need another pandemic.
What kills me is that was the definition of fascism, where the government contracts a private firm to make something, and then buys it from them for vast amounts of money, and then forces the people to use the product.
Yeah.
That's fascism.
Yeah,
that's what Hitler used with the Krupps.
When you're in cahoots. And by the way, have you heard the theory that
you can make a profit, but you got to build Panzer wagons for me, tanks.
Yeah. Have you heard the theory about explosions by lasers to drive indigenous residents out of Maui, allowing the government to transform the area into an artificial intelligence-run smart city? This theory comes from a conference held in January in Maui that talked about smart cities called 15-minute cities, an urban planning idea that places basic needs within walking distance for all the residents, along with an upcoming summit in Honolulu talking about governing in the digital age of smart cities. One guy says the governor did say this is climate change doing this. What they don't talk about is the January, how they had in Maui a smart city conference that turned Maui into an entire smart island, changing everything to electric, renewables, solar panels, and pushing everybody into electric cars, 15-minute smart cities.
Yeah.
They suggest the photos of unburned foliage somehow prove the fire was set intentionally because trees and plants don't burn because of their water. Yeah, sure. The concept of smart cities is subject of inquiry for at least 3 decades, according to one of the guys here. Other theories about destruction from BlackRock Investment Management to Jeff Bezos and Oprah Real Estate Company. I don't put any faith in that stuff, but still, you got to wonder what's going. We don't. And you trust them?
No one trusts. But the 15-minute city sounds great, doesn't it?
Well,
but guess what? If you're in one of those, they've got you.
Yeah,
you're controlled.
Now what are you going to do?
You can't just say, "Well, you know what? I'm going to drive to Rochester over the weekend." No, you're not. Seriously. Or if you try and leave there, it's like, where are you going? Well, I'm going to visit my sister in Rochester. Okay, you can go now, but you can't go for 6 more months after this. I mean, that's what it means. They'll control where you can go.
Yeah, you went to the store the other day. You don't need to go today.
Yeah, we have it on record that you've used 14 miles on your electric car this morning,
and
sir.
We saw your Facebook post, too. We didn't like that either.
I'm afraid we're going to have to do that. It's 5 o'clock. I'm sorry. That's good later, maybe, sir. many years ago, and it was a fun experience.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Screwed up the story the first time.
I did the first time. All right, now, by the way, this is a very important day in history because it was 60 years ago today that Martin Luther King gave his address to the I Have a Dream speech, 250,000 people, for basically the foundation of civil rights. It was 60 years ago. And so, in fact, we have, Flounder, if we have some sound of the Democratic National Committee when they were announced it was the 60th anniversary of I Have a Dream based on content of your character. Flounder, here's what the Democratic... Oh, no. Wait, hold on a second. Well, it is pretty... When you, a guy... it really is pretty funny when you think about that every stinking leading Democrat in America today is a liar and a fraud because they do not believe in the Martin Luther King dream of basing your judgment on someone's character and not the color of their skin. It's as simple as that. Every damn one of them is a stinking rotten liar. They don't believe it. We have a black Supreme Court justice who's on there because she's a black girl. We have a vice president who was so unpopular, everybody hated her. She never won a vote. She never got one vote.
At a caucus.
And she called Biden a racist. I was that girl on that bus, Joe Biden, President Pants on Fire. Anyway, and he picked her because she's a black, well, not white. She's not black. She's Cuban Canadian, but she's a girl and not white. They do not believe basing it on, everything's diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's quotas. Do we have a phone call?
Yeah, he wants to talk about the Trump indictments.
All right, sure, let's take
our... Tommy, can you hear me?
Tommy, you're on the radio. Welcome. Thank you for calling, sir.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man? What's happening? Hey, Tommy, babe.
Pretty good. They got Trump up there. They locked him up. And he's got a mug shot, and he made like $7.1 million off that mug shot.
Yeah, and more coming.
Hey, Pete.
What?
You gonna make somebody a good wife learning how to cook them grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff. How many cats you got?
All right. Well, I appreciate it,
very
Tommy.
Funny. Tommy,
I will make someone a good one.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm going to make a grilled cheese. I've never thought. I would always put butter on the bread and then fry it in a frying pan. And that's how you make grilled cheese sandwich. Although I have.
I will from now on.
Oh, you know what? I'll show you. I have. What? We have another phone call?
Yeah, Al wants to talk to you.
I got to say this or I'll forget it. I have one of those toasted cheese sandwich maker. It's like a big thing like this. It's a round thing and a big clap thing together. Yeah, they're great. Okay. You put the sandwich bread in there and then you cut you flip it over and you cut the bread off of the angle and it makes a round, puffy, beautiful, thick, filled grilled cheese sandwich. I'll bring it in.
Grilled cheese. All right, Al is on. Wants the line. Talk to you.
Al, welcome. Thanks for calling. You're on the radio. How you doing?
Hey, Timmer, it's Al Gay, Metro Wheels.
Al Gay, Metro Wheels. How's it going, my man?
In fact, buddy, fine. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. In fact, I could have used your service. Kimmer's wheels on my car are kind of chipped up there pretty good, Al. Apparently, I have a little trouble if I'm parking with a curb on the right-hand side. My judgment's a little off lately. I got some scraped up rims there of some. Anyway, how you doing, my friend? What's going on?
Not much. Saturday night, my wife and I went to the Strand Theater in Marietta. There was a CCR tribute band.
Oh, God. Really cool.
Yeah. So they start playing Up Around the Bend, and I'm sitting there in the audience going, herb, heap, herb, I thought I'd lost it. It was great. Great.
That's funny. In fact, one time years ago, back when I was actually popular, many years ago, and my final wife comes to my slots, where I know it's killing me. We're in Costa Rica, and somebody had their radio on down the beach, and we're playing Round the Bend by CCR, and honest to God, there were 4 or 5 people going herb, up and down Costa Rica, which I thought was pretty weird. Anyway,
it was great. It was a classic moment. It was, you're everywhere.
Well,
still.
I don't know about that. Anyway, it's nice to see you popping up on Facebook once in a while too, and with the family and having a good time, and that's good to see.
Everybody's great. Everybody's good.
Excellent.
Enjoying quasi-retirement. So.
Thanks, man. Outstanding. All right, my friend. Have a good one. I appreciate it. 510. That's right.
Man, it is dark outside.
Yeah, it just got black.
Woo.
I don't. That's not a racial.
If you're driving out there right now, that's perfect. Right at 5:10, man, the heavens open up.
There we go. Anyway, 6 decades later. the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. And again, by the way, as I understand it, just in a brief synopsis, as I understand it, somebody like Mahalia Jackson had been talking to Martin Luther King Jr., and he was telling her about this dream, and he said, I keep having this dream, and so and so. And right before the speech, Mahalia Jackson came up to it and said, you really ought to talk about your dream. Tell him about the dream. That was really a good story. And that's when he made up the I Have a Dream on the steps at the podium.
That's amazing.
He was not written down. It's not in there.
I saw a photo I'd never seen before the other day from behind the podium. You always see it from the front. Yeah. And you see Lincoln in the back all lit. They had huge Klieg lights in there to light Lincoln up and everything behind. It was so cool.
I'll bet.
And the crowd, looking out at that crowd.
And by the way, it's 5:11. And by the way, my book, Bad Days in History, they have this offering for today's date. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech is one of the most memorable in history, which is a good thing since his children have ensured that their dad's inspirational words are very rarely read or heard in their entirety without payment of a big fat licensing fee. Yes, the universal message of justice, love, and tolerance King proclaimed may be one for the ages, but it's also a commodity assiduously guarded by his heirs. While the great civil rights leader now stands permanently enshrined in the National Mall besides Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln, his is the only legacy among them that came with a price tag. Indeed, it cost the organizers of the King Memorial nearly $800,000 to license his words and image for fundraising. That money's out of reach for most educational enterprises. Congress balked at the $20 million the King children were charging to donate their father's papers to the Library of Congress. The children wanted $20 million.
Some of them.
Mercedes-Benz, Alcatel, Singular Wireless, all ponied up to use King's words up in their advertising campaigns. Kermit the Frog, Homer Simpson, my father gave away everything. Martin Luther King III said in his book, Children of the Movement, he didn't worry about money. People expected us to be like him. Those foolish enough to maintain expectations, to feel the invitation have been summarily disabused. Anyway, I remember, if you wanted to use anything of Martin Luther King, you better pay Marty and Dexter III, who was, by the way, too busy trying to be a movie star unless you got the jing. Yeah, you got the green. He'll be your buddy forever. Anyway, Marty. 5:13 with the Kimmer Peach next. Holy crap, it's sports. Look out. Here we go. The Kimmer, how's it going? Well, I haven't found my medical records. Can't get them. Piedmont Hospital that doesn't keep them, and I can't find the doctor I had 20 years ago. And wish I had my Atlanta Safe House safe down in Florida when I was retired down there, and need those medical records now. But my Atlanta Safe House safes were here. Kind of went with a divorce there. Anyway, Atlanta Safe House. This is you may not think you need a safe. Look at me. I don't have my medical records that I needed for one specific thing because I did not have them in a safe when I was retired down in Florida. Now these people at Atlanta Safe House been doing this for years and years and years. I bought two of them. In fact, big sales on gun safes right now. And in fact, with mine, I actually had them. The delivery and professional installation service is #1, period, in Georgia. They actually bolted it into the concrete floor in my basement and in the game room. I mean my garage and in the game room. It's true. But it's not just the great big gun safes. By the way, you can save hundreds of dollars. They're always on sale. Business safes, jewelry safes, high security safes. How about a vault door? How about the big red safe? And all the brand names, Browning and Fort Knox, American Security. Lock them up. Lock up all your stuff. And it's not that little plastic box you get at the drugstore with a little tiny key. That's not a safe. It's not going to work. In fact, go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com and check out their pistol safes. They aren't the great big things. They're very handy and they really work. Check it out. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Lock up your safe stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com. as I led the charity motorcycle parade with Bobby Cox at the Brave Stadium many years ago. And now... Holy crap at sports with Pete Davis.
That's a record for bringing. I didn't even have to utter a syllable, and you brought it back around.
Had to go around.
Amazing,
all the way around.
Braves begin a 3-game set in Colorado tonight, taking 2 out of 3 in San Francisco. Bryce Elder against lefty Austin Gomber for the Rockies tonight, and Ozzie Albies is back from the injured list, batting second. Michael Harris. No.
Whoopsie.
What was that? Why did you do? You don't like Ozzy?
I do, but you looked right at me, and you had the paper in your hand, so I thought that was the signal.
Well, he's busy. He's doing stuff.
Anyway, Ozzy's back in the lineup. He's batting second.
That's great.
Yeah, even though Flouder's not a big fan of that.
Well, that's fine. We're all in together.
Anyway, Michael Harris is second, back batting ninth, and he said, look, I wouldn't mind going back down there because no one expects anything from me down there.
And by the way, it only makes a difference for the first 2 innings or 3 innings, and then after that, it could be anything.
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right.
I mean, really, seriously.
That's what I said. They recalled right-handed pitcher Darius Vines from Gwinnett and sent Jared Schuster and Von Grissom back to AAA. On this date, 1971, the Braves spoiled Ron Santo Day. At Wrigley Field. See, that's where it made sense to play that.
Always better the second time around.
If I have the script in front of me.
Yeah,
I swear.
Script there.
They beat Ferguson Jenkins and the Cubs 4-3. Santo went 1 for 3 in the game with a run scored, though.
Well, you forgot to mention...
no, I did not, and neither were you.
The Kimmers link.
1983, the Braves acquire Lynn Barker.
Girlfriend used to ride
in exchange
horses
for Rick Bahena, Brett Butler, and Brooke Jacoby.
Girlfriend.
One of the worst trades in Atlanta history, right up with Bill Campbell for Maynard Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Or vice versa in there.
Could have been.
Barker went 1-3, a 3.82 ERA in 6 starts. Barker was pretty much swarmed after that. And they gave away Brett Butler for that guy.
That's not good.
No. Little leaguers everywhere dream of a moment like this.
Curacao has not allowed a home run at the World Series. Challenged him, and this game is over! Louis Lappy does it again! California, your Little League World Series champs on a walk-off home run!
Yeah.
What are the chances the guy would say they've never given up? I mean, unbelievable.
It's Captain Jinx, Carl Ravitch. The odds were very good that he would do something like that.
Holy smokes.
A walk-off home run. They beat Curacao 6-5, Little League World Series. If that kid never does another thing athletic in his life.
That's it. And it was a beauty. I mean, it just
beautiful crack.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
gorgeous!
You would live for stuff like that.
What a memory!
He himself said only 5 or 6 people get to do something like this in their life.
Yeah,
so he understood exactly what it meant.
Yeah.
And the sad thing, Curacao returned 5 players and its entire coaching staff from the team that lost 13-3 to Hawaii last year in the final. And the manager Zaino Everett said, "I ate the cake already last year. I ate the cake this year too, but I ain't take the cherry home."
Oh, my.
Kind of had tears in his eyes.
I bet he did.
That's a shame.
Well, it's a heartbreaker, but on the other hand, this
hey, the Americans won.
Great experience.
We like Curacao, though. So you get Aussies from there and Andrew Jones.
Yeah, absolutely.
College football got underway over the weekend. The Southeastern Conference is already 1-0.
Yes.
After big-time power Vanderbilt won at home over Hawaii, barely.
Yes.
Most teams start play this Labor Day weekend. We're just a few days away from every dad in America saying, "Big third down here. Big third down here." Have you ever had
could be the run option?
You ever had a third down that wasn't a big one? But anyway, what else we got? Arizona State.
Yes.
Someone I know went there.
Well, I have one of my,
That's
graduate
a junior
honors,
college out there,
4 years of college and 2 years with an A average and honors graduate.
It's a 2-year college. But
State, no.
ASU will not play at a bowl game following this season. They self-imposed a 1-year bowl ban.
Oh, boy.
The Herm Edwards era did not end well, but no surprise since the Sun Devils athletic director is a jerk named Ray Anderson. He was an arrogant jerk when he worked for Disney. We would go down there for spring training, and he was just a piece of work.
Oh, that's...
An even bigger tool while working for the Falcons for a few years. I mean, a perfect example of incompetence and arrogance, that guy is. Now he's been Peter Principal to Tempe, Arizona, to the point he's destroyed their football program.
Wow.
And he's still there. He's still got a job.
That's nuts.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford's wife, Kelly, says the 15-year NFL veteran is having trouble relating to kids these days, especially the kids on his team.
Yeah.
Matt says, quote, in the old days, you come out of practice, you'd shower, and people would be playing cards, interacting. Who knows what they're doing, but they're doing something together. Playing ping pong. They have a tournament going on. They'd at least be talking. But now they get out of practice and meetings during training camp, and they go straight to their phones.
Yeah.
No one looks up from their phones. Like, I don't know. Am I their dad? Do I take their phones away? What do I do here? What would you do?
I would probably take a nap. I would say something. I'd say, honestly, but this is who they are. These kids are 22 and 25.
They just had an open shooter there, an open campus, UNC up Chapel Hill.
Right.
And they showed these kids running. They're not running.
No, they're walking around
looking at their phones.
Yeah.
They could have had a shooter there.
Strolling leisurely, yeah.
When Oklahoma State golf coach Alan Bratton was recruiting Victor Hovland in 2015, he remembers Victor saying, I can't wait to get to the U.S. And he goes, why? He says, I can hit balls off grass. And Bratton goes, well, that's a phrase I never burped out of my mouth. But all he had to do was ice.
Right.
Basically, they have not a lot of grass over there in Norway, and a lot of fjords to lose the balls into. The Scandinavian country now has a hero in Victor Hovland. He won the Tour Championship by 5 strokes over Xander Schauffele at Eastlake. Carded a 763 in the final round. Got what, 18 million something?
18 million, and the second place was 6 million.
Yeah.
He got 12 million more than the second place finisher.
That's a good payday.
Well, they're trying to compete with the just get the pro golfers in America all fired up again with the live golf.
If you were playing the Eastlake Police Ambulance and Fire Truck Siren drinking game, I hope you won yesterday.
When I played there. We did that. I played there twice, I believe, and I was
the insanity of Spanish soccer is getting more loco by the day, or loca, I should say. Mm-hmm. The mother of embattled Spanish Football Federation Pres Luis Rubiales has locked herself in a church. Said she is on a hunger strike in protest of her son's treatment. Right now, this woman has become the greatest soccer mom ever.
She's locking herself in a church over the way they're treating my boy, who's a grown man.
A grown man.
I mean, this isn't like a kid in 8th grade. I mean, this isn't a mom at the PTA. Okay?
A grown man having to do this.
Their mommy's taking care of it.
Angeles Bejar shut herself inside the Church of the Divine Shepherdess in their hometown of Motril, Andalusia. Said her protest will continue until the inhuman, bloodthirsty witch hunt, which my son has been subjected to, will come to an end. They suspended him for 90 days. They're seeking to have him removed from office because he kissed Jenny Hermoso after they won the Women's World Cup. He has refused to resign, says the kiss was consensual, which the player is now denying.
Yeah.
I think he just surprised her.
Yeah.
But she didn't mind at the time, but now that she's been lectured
now it's become a thing. I mean, now they have to. Everybody has to react now.
So Mamacita says this will continue indefinitely, day and night, until he's vindicated. There is no sexual abuse since there is consent on both sides. As the image has proved, my son is incapable of hurting anybody. She locked herself into the church with her sister after the priest left. See you later, Father. Click. Spain's labor minister, Yolanda Diaz, said that male chauvinism is systemic in Spain, and the world now sees it in its worst form.
I don't think that's the worst form of male. Well,
I think they do in Spain have a lot of male chauvinism.
Oh, I'm saying, but that's not the worst form of male chauvinism in the world.
This is
that's
all
the worst
been
form.
overblown.
My God, man.
The man should not be fired
ridiculous.
for this.
I mean, it's stupid.
He shouldn't have done it.
No, it was wrong, and she probably should have slapped him and said, "What the hell are you doing?" And something.
It would have been an incident.
Over. Yeah. Anyway, a quick sports birthday. Oh, by the way, we need your. We need to do the Key and Peele football players.
Well, that's the draft time. But we may get around to that very soon.
It's college football just started. We should have.
It's funny.
In fact, I sent you a message of somebody doing actual names of college players.
Well, it's funny because Key and Peele actually has a thing now where they're doing their bit, and then they insert actual real players doing their names that are actual crazy name players.
I think I messaged you this morning when somebody messaged it to me, and I forwarded it to you. I thought, or texted it to you about somebody doing the new actual names of college players because they're pretty funny.
By the way, I watched Friday night. The Falcons get their ass kicked by the Steelers.
Oh, yeah,
it was a Thursday or Friday? Thursday, I think. Thursday, Friday. It doesn't matter. So I'm watching Jeremy Mayfield, one of their big draft picks a few years ago, offensive lineman. I'm going, why the hell is he playing out there in the third and fourth quarter? Well, now we know because they cut him Saturday.
Oh, well, that's not that good. Quick sports birthday. Scott Hamilton is 65, the so-called old school Olympic gold medal winning figure skater. And as it says here, testicular hero of the day. Scott beat down bad cancer.
You know why he's called old school?
No, I don't.
Because he's married with the kids.
Well, there you are.
I think he's from Little Rock,
very famous triple sow colony.
I think I've driven on his highway over there. It's outside of Little Rock.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Scott Hamilton, 65.
Or somebody else.
Years old, all right? Anyway, it's 5:28 already. Here we go. Let's see.
What?
Okay. I got a thing in the mail. Tell me if this is fake. This is for the Kimmer Media, and it says website domain authority include payment, how to make a payment, date of notice, marketing services. Is that one of those fake things? Flounder, do we still pay that? That's not. Is that real?
TheKimmerShow.net. Register GoDaddy.com. This might be legit, actually.
No, let me take a look at it.
All right.
So we're just going to keep passing this around to a lawyer enters
well,
the
I've
phrase.
been screwed more than once. You know, I sent in the money for these people. This may be legit. Are we even still doing that?
Yeah, we still have the website up, right?
Yeah, it's
TheKimmerShow.net.
Let me take a look. I'll take a look at it.
It actually kind of looks legit.
So all right. Well, I'll send it in.
No. Just send it. Let him look at it first.
Yeah, okay.
Don't send the money until he looks at it.
Yeah. Again, I've been screwed more than once by paying things that look official. Well, I mean, it's really true.
I'm going to send you an invoice myself later for nothing.
There you go. All right. Coming up, we have Flounders Funnies. We have Pete's tweets. Skynet.
Sure we do.
We got lots of stuff. Actual stuff. Next with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounders. 5:30. Look out. Here we go. Look out, it's only me. 5:33. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder, otherwise known as the Rosemary Woods of the Kimmer Show broadcast. Alice Cooper on this day, 1972.
He doesn't get it.
What?
He doesn't get the reference.
Rosemary Woods, you'll have to... That might be a little before my time.
Oh, my God. I forgot. That was 50 years ago.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
It was, too.
It was more than 50, wasn't it?
73, 4?
Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
51.
Yeah, 51 freaking years ago or something. Yeah. 50 years ago.
So,
oh, my God.
Who is she?
Rosemary Woods was Richard Nixon's secretary who erased the famous 16-minute gap in the
critical
recording.
8-minute gap.
Yeah, she reached with her 9-foot leg over to the... accidentally, of course. And the reason why I mentioned that, I'll get to it in a second. First, Alice Cooper on this day, 1972, #1 in Britain with Schools Out. Alice Cooper said he was inspired to write the song when he answered the question, what's the greatest 3 minutes of your life? And he said, well, there's 2 times during the year. One is Christmas morning. The next is the last 3 minutes of the last day of school.
Remember that?
Yes,
you
I
go
do.
run, and everyone throw their paper. The poor janitors, because you threw your papers.
Yeah,
everything out of your locker came out.
It was great. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Why did he release the song in August?
Well, maybe it took that long to make it. I don't know, but yeah, it's a great story.
We used to, me and my cousins and sister used to jump around to this in the dairy barn and listen to this on the radio. It was a huge song.
Cool. Jason Priestley from Beverly Hills, 90. Keep going there. Jason Priestley, 54, played Brandon Walsh. Let's see, 1965 on this day, Shania Twain, the Canadian singer, had her 1997 album, Come On Over, became the best-selling album of all time by a female musician in any genre, and the best-selling country album of all time, selling more than 40 million worldwide. Shania Twain won 5 Grammys, 27 songwriter awards, referred to as the Queen of Country Pop. One of the most commercially successful artists, 80 million albums. You're Still the One, From This Moment On. Don't impress me much kind of stuff. Anyway.
That's a good looking one. Svensk said, after 10 minutes of White Snake and Dead Air, I figured you guys had gotten canned.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised the way it's going, 5:35. And by the way, I mentioned the Flounder Rosemary Woods things. Look, right before the break, I mentioned I got this thing from Domain Information Services for marketing services for the website, thekimmershow.net. Yeah. And also in a sentence, I got it from my post office box, Kimmer Media, post office box. And so it's domain information, description of services, annual website, domain listing, $289 for the year. And so I gave it to Flounder, and he looks at it, and he brings it back, and he says, all right, you idiots. You know, you just have to read the second paragraph.
Well, we didn't get that far.
This is not a bill. This is a solicitation. You are under no obligation to pay the amount stated above.
Hand me that in case you just go ahead and pay it anyway.
Idiot. $289. Yeah. And by the way, we were just looking once again at the video in Nevada on the Indian reservation of these idiot protesters trying to block Burning Man, and the cops, and cops are wearing shorts. You know, they're Paiute Indian cops, and they're just plow right through the protesters. Said their tables and chairs and
I can see that call coming into headquarters. Yeah, we got a bunch of rich, spoiled white kids out here blocking the highway and the reservation.
Yeah, the traffic was backed up forever.
Oh my God!
Talk about messing up.
Like a movie.
So they could, and they were complaining about the use of private jets. That's what the protest was. It wasn't about, saving children from starvation or,
plastic.
Yeah. The use of single-use plastics and banning private jets.
That's red Solo cups they're mad at.
Yeah. Individual plastic stuff. No, plastic utensils and stuff. And they just complain about carbon emissions and so forth. And so that's why they blocked the gate to Burning Man. And that's why they got creamed. And they were roughing them up, throwing them on the ground, putting a gun in their face. Good. It's the way it ought to be done. What do you get? You get what you deserve. If you poke the bear, guess what?
And they're screaming, we were just standing here.
Yeah, we're nonviolent.
That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Just move it along.
Narcissistic. We don't like this, so we're going to ruin everybody else's day.
Freaking idiots. How about a Flounder's Funny? You got a little Flounder's Funny there, Flounder, if any kind?
Willem, 30 seconds.
I'm sorry, let's do that. And also, I wanted to once again thank whoever sent me my jockey shorts. They were a little tight. They were medium. And again, they used to be, I think I need a large, like 34 to 36. My waist is probably less than that, but anyway. So, but don't send me stuff, because if it doesn't fit, I feel bad and you spent money. And
were they new?
I don't have them on. I'm saving them because I'm still losing weight. And if I lose any more,
you don't want to do that.
It's unbelievable. I have candy and I had ice cream too. I ate those little. Have you tried those new butter cone ice cream cones? They're by one of the famous people. You see them in the store, Nestle or somebody, or by Haagen-Dazs. I think by Haagen-Dazs.
Really?
And they're chocolate or strawberry, and they have like little sprinkled chocolatey strawberry stuff on the top of the ice cream cone part. And the ice cream cone is a sugar cookie. And it tastes like a sugar cookie.
That's not good.
Well, yeah, and they have a little chocolate thing in the bottom of them. Yeah.
He says he's ready.
All right, 5:38, a little Flounders Funnies, if you don't mind, sir.
Find myself waking up injured more and more. I don't get it. I go to sleep perfectly fine. Wake up with like a strained hamstring. I don't remember running in the night. Am I supposed to stretch before I sleep now? I thought this was the most low-impact thing I could be doing. Recently went up a font size on my phone. That was a big day. Oh, man. Move the tassel over. Who knew the answers lie in the settings? I went as high up as they offered. I went like top line on the eye chart. I'm reading articles a letter at a time now. I'm like, that's a T. That's a backwards E. I've been peeing sitting down. Man, what a game changer that is. The old guys do not tell you. They just let you figure it out when it's right for you. It's a very zen thing. It comes into your life at the exact right moment. But I am not going back. Let the young guys stand, right? Got hopes and dreams. A stream you can depend on. Not me. You got a spotty flow. I'm like an old rapper. It's a lot of what?
That might be a little much. Well, it was good right up till. No, it's fine. These people can handle it.
Right up till the end there.
20 minutes of 6. They can going home in the rain. They'll be fine. Anyway, who was that? Do we know who that was? I'm sorry, Flounder. Who was walking away there?
His name is Scotty Jeff.
Scotty Jeff. Well, the guy has 2 first names. That's what you get. Alice Cooper in the news. He's lost a gig because he said being a tranny is a fad. Well, Vampire Cosmetics is cutting ties with Alice Cooper after he said the fad went public in an interview published by a journalist last week. We talked about it on Friday. It said, in light of recent statements by Alice Cooper, we will no longer be doing a makeup collaboration. We stand with all members of the LGBTQ plus I1A plus community and believe everyone should have access to health care. All pre-order sales will be refunded. They've also scrubbed the Vampire website, anything dealing with his name. It was a unique line focused on music-inspired items tailored to Alice Cooper's style, with guitar and amp-shaped makeup palettes and microphone-styled lipstick, along with a new release of his Whiplash mascara. The Vampire brand describes itself as proudly women-owned, disabled-owned, and LGBTQ+-owned, and offers cruelty-free and talc-free products to customers at multiple stores nationwide. Anyway, Alice Cooper made the mistake of saying trannyism is, it's not really a thing.
Two can play that game. Right. Tell his fans, well, don't buy from them.
Yeah, don't buy from Vampire Cosmetics.
Fine.
And Vampire with a Y, Vampy.
Everybody's heard of Alice Cooper. No one's heard of this group.
Yeah, I probably should have not mentioned the name. That would have been effective. And by the way...
your listeners are going to quit buying from them right now.
Well, I was going to go for that dark under-eye makeup myself. That's one of my favorites.
I was seeing somebody the other day, a male, who had done that, who had under his eyes.
Oh, that's not.
It was George Harrison back in the 80s.
Oh God!
Why would you do that, George?
That's not very good. let's see here.
Oh, you've run out of crap to talk about.
No, a couple of things.
18 more minutes to fill.
No, I got this really. I'll do this now because then we can take a break afterwards.
Turn the mic off for
This is what if people don't think
we ended the show, we can
end the show the way we started it. Just cut it off 8 minutes to go.
I'd probably get in trouble.
Pack me a bowl. We'll leave early. 5:42.
Cereal bowl.
Exactly. Cream of wheat. This is if you don't think that the devil, his greatest trick was convincing people he's not real. A New Mexico mother of 15 who faked her own death is back in the news involving child and animal abuse charges in Colorado. Martha Crouch, 58 years old, has been arrested after she disappeared in 2021. The police went to the trailer home in Walsenburg, Colorado. A man suffering a medical emergency found a 62-year-old guy dead. Her husband, as it turned out. The coroner wanted to go into the trailer to conduct an investigation. The guy was laying outside on the ground. They said, no, you're not coming in. The next day, authorities had been asked by somebody to conduct a welfare check at that home in regard to a juvenile and several special needs adults who were reported living in that trailer. They got to the place. They found out that this Martha Crouch who was there had an outstanding felony warrant for New Mexico, violating her probation on child abuse charges. She pleaded guilty in 2019. She was accused by her kids. She beat the crap out of them with kitchen utensils, chained one child to a bed, beat a pregnant 14-year-old daughter so severely she miscarried, and then tortured the pet animals. She was accused, I can't even see what she was accused of doing that, armed with a search warrant. They were met by one adult child who denied them entry and said her mother's dead. And one of the kids is missing for about 3 years. Well, the cops went into the home, didn't find any kids, but they did find some dentures in the bathroom and some old medicine bottles. And there was a tip that the home had false walls in it. So they discovered a false room between the trailer's kitchen and the bathroom where they found Martha Crouch, the 58-year-old woman, and a 14-year-old girl alive and hiding. The 14-year-old girl had not been seen or heard from in 3 years, but was never reported as missing. Mm-hmm. The mom was arrested for violating her probation and will face new charges of child abuse. The 14-year-old is under the care of the Department of Social Services.
We got breaking news, by the way.
All right, sir.
That's that Wuhan-educated Chinese guy.
The UNC campus shut down?
He killed a guy. He killed somebody.
Oh, he did kill somebody?
Yeah.
First we've heard of that.
No.
Did it just happen, or was this by they locked it down 8 hours ago?
I'm telling you, the London newspapers have the news before the American
The Daily Mail has this?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Always.
It's 5:45. We'll be back. Stand by. 10 before 6. Kimber Pete and Flounder. You gotta love the Beach Boys. 1968, number 1 on the British chart with Do It Again. Written by Brian Wilson and Mike Love, became the group's second and final British number 1. What a band. Wow. Da-da-da-da-da. Couple of birthdays. David Soul from Starsky and Hutch, and the star of the classic 1979 horror miniseries Salem's Lot. David Soul is 80, and he had that song. Remember, what was the song?
He had a song.
Give me something about love song. And in fact, he got ripped like
what
crazy
was that?
for. I don't remember the name of his song. What the hell was it? I
no one will remember that song.
No, it was a hit, but he got ripped for it because it was him, and
stupid.
it was.
He said it was stupid.
Yeah, he said it. He was embarrassed by it. As I recall, I don't think he wanted it released.
Yeah.
Jake Owen, the country singer, Barefoot Blue Jean Night, Beachin', I was Jack, you were Diane. Jake Owen is 42. I'm going through the birthdays real quick here so we can get a birthday thing because that's the last break. Let's see. 1923, states started cracking down on speeding cars getting out of control, so they passed laws that allowed magistrates to take away the cars and stick them in storage for as long as they thought you deserved. Other common laws required speeders to work it off in farm labor. If you're going like 12 miles an hour, they make you work on a farm for a couple of months. These people did not fool around. And, of course, 60 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream everybody's laughing about in the Democrat Party now that, shed it by the wayside to ensure their method. The method of the Democrats now to ensure their democracy is to prevent the other people from voting in a democracy for their candidate. Yes, color, gender, and wokeness, baby, screw character. It's unbelievable. A bunch of freaking phonies. It's absolutely astounding. By the way, Flounder tells me I got a phone call from the doctor I've been looking for since last week to get my medical records updated, who's now, I think, long retired, and I think he's living in another state. But anyway, maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, so word got to him. Thank you, whoever and somebody. I'm really thrilled. And right after 6 o'clock, I'm calling him to see if, anyway, I'm thrilled.
It's amazing. I'm very power of radio, right there.
I just because I didn't put it on. I don't think I put it on the internet. I didn't put it on Facebook or anything. It was just
because it's just on here where you kind of talking about.
So anyway, God bless you, whoever had helped, and somebody. Thank you. Gee, I don't even know where to go next.
How about
Skynet?
Oh, let's do a Skynet. How about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should not make this show so much about me. And now we have. Well, it's true. I only get in trouble when I make the show about me. I should stay out of it a little more often. But anyway, Skynet with Pete Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
An artificial intelligence outfit in San Francisco has put out a job opening for a position they're calling a kill switch engineer. It pays $300,000 to $500,000 a year.
Uh-oh.
Here's how they describe the job. Listen, we just need someone to stand by the servers all day and unplug them if this thing turns on us. You'll receive extensive training on the code word, which we will shout if GPT goes off the deep end and starts overthrowing countries. We expect you to be patient, know how to unplug things, bonus points if you can throw a bucket of water on the servers too, just in case, and finally, be excited about OpenAI's approach to research.
Where is this found now?
San Francisco. I think it's a joke, but it's kind of funny.
Well, $500,000 to be able to unplug it,
We laugh because guess what? And
that's what's coming.
In 9 hours, at 2:14, was it 2:14 a.m. on August 29th, Skynet became aware.
That's right.
Of Terminator Skynet.
Yeah. Was that Terminator 3 or 4?
No, the first, of 2? Was it 2 that he...
No, it might have been... Well, no, wait a minute. I don't even know. I think it was...
No, it was the second one because that's where the...
No, it was the third one where they got the arm. It was the third one where the black guy was a scientist in Terminator 3.
I don't think I ever saw the third one.
I'm pretty sure it was the second one because that's the one with Edward Furlong, the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
And he's in there dealing with Skynet and the black guy who came up with everything.
Maybe I forgot.
That's right. But seriously, it's August 29th. Now, was it this year? 2023? Is that what they said? In the movie? I thought we'd already gotten
2020 something.
I thought we'd already gotten past it, actually. So,
well... Honestly, I think look what we're doing. Everything requires an app. You have to do something electronic and link into something to get anything accomplished. You can't go pick something up at the store anymore. I mean, everything's digital, electronic, and controlled by people who are way smarter than I'll ever be. And totally out of my control. I have no control over what the future of my life system.
And it's intuitive for the younger generations, where for us, we have to actually sit and think about it.
Yeah.
And for them, it's like, and they don't understand why we don't get that. Well, there's things that are intuitive to us, like a rotary phone, that they have no clue how to use.
Yeah. A road map.
A road map.
Can you imagine a kid go to the store and buying a map?
Someone said, we used to drive around like pirates, looking for cities.
We all had a road map. I had road maps of every state in the area and metropolitan areas.
It says it becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. August 29th, 1997.
Oh, so it's already, I thought it was in the past. It's already done.
I thought it was 1920 or 2020 something.
But it's already basically ready to kill us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we do another comedy bit? Anthony, on a happy note?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do a little Flounders Funny and see somebody.
All righty, here we go.
Everything's fine in Costco until you try to leave. You ever notice that? You can't just walk out of a Costco. You got to go through that occupied Poland Nazi roadblock thing they got set up at the end. Might as well be some guy with a Gestapo uniform just, Guten Tag. I trust you've enjoyed your shopping experience here at Costco, yeah? Some papers, please. You must use the papers. Your receipt indicates 2 loaves of bread, yet there are 3 in your cart. Explain, please. Well, that's because I was into the
And who was that?
So that is Scotty Jeff. The guy I played before guy I played before was a gentleman by the name of Ted Alexandria.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry, I stepped on your line. Ted Alexander what?
Drio.
Alexander Drio?
Alexandro.
I'm sorry. Anyway, clearly I'm having a problem because the legalized marijuana industry is buckling under the strain of plunging prices, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, actually, Pete spotted this morning. It's amazing. You wouldn't have thought this, but the recreational weed industry is verging on collapse.
Yeah, they've blown it.
It's an unsustainable economic perspective, according to a senior economist for the national cannabis industry.
There's too many regulations and they're taxing it.
People are still getting it under the
black
table.
Market, yeah.
Recreational use of cannabis is legal in 23 states. Sales topped $26 billion in America. But they're eking out a profit, growing harder to get a profit. A glut of weed production pushes prices lower. Mm-hmm. Sales began in Oregon. A pound of weed in Oregon might have gone wholesale for $3,000. Now it's $100.
Oh, wow.
For the stores to buy it wholesale would cost them $3,000. Now it's $100.
And what time frame?
And when it began, 3, 4, 5 years ago, whatever, not that long ago, nationwide, just 24% of the companies in the weed business can make a profit. 42% made a profit last year. This year, 24%.
Mike Tyson, Jim Belushi,
and I guess it's because but again, you would think it's taxes, so they can't.
It's easy to get. You get it everywhere, and it's,
Well, anyway, at
the end of the day, it's a convenience thing. But, I mean, in California, I went to a store, and the sales tax was 29%.
Yeah.
Man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and people are rebuilding. And hell, the dealers, anyway.
Plus, it's a liability because they have to keep cash. Banks won't.
Yeah, right.
Banks won't. You can't take it to the bank and deposit it.
You can't do a national... It's still a federal crime.
Which I've heard someone explain that helps the cartels because it's huge money laundering opportunity because they go through so much cash.
Yeah. My God, are we out of time already? I can't believe it.
In fact, the cartels own a lot of them, they say.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just remember what I always say. Some women have mood swings. Others have mood theme parks. Coming up on 6 o'clock with a Kimmer Bean Flounder. And I'm calling my doctor from 20 years ago. I'm very excited.
What are you calling him?
Hoorah, Semper Fi, I got to go. You're killing me. I don't remember, but I'm going to call him something.